Hello, boys and girls. How are we doing? Where is my stream deck? It's been pushed to the back of my desk. It's got all manner of things in its way. How are we all? Hello and welcome to the pre-stream stream. This is where the cool kids hang. It's been a little while. 4 of you already in with subs. 5 of you already in with subs before the stream's even begun. Gambling Blues, Morgan Murray, Adam Blandplate, Fleming77 and Weasel Gamer TV. Thank you to all of you for already being in with the subs. There's some big sub numbers on there as well. Fleming's in with 31 months, which is absolute insanity. This is my first Football Manager stream in a week. The last time I streamed Football Manager, within 12 hours, I was in hospital. So if I end up in hospital again tomorrow, this might be my last ever Football Manager stream, which will be awkward because I have already been announced for the Streamer Showdown, which is on Wednesday. Wednesday! Beautiful stuff. As you can see, I've had the Iron Man heart replacement dealie. It's not actually a replacement heart, is it, for Iron Man? You got basically that's what my issue was: shrapnel in the heart, an Iron Man problem. If you haven't seen the story on the vlog yet, you should go and watch that story on the vlog at some point. I'm not going to go into it in too much detail. Nerdphonic's a hero. He's fixed my computers and took me to hospital. And we're back with the Sheffield United save, which I haven't touched for a week. So we're all going to have to remember together what's been going on in this save. Sven de Silva, Sven de Silva, Sven de Silva. I know he's a big part of the save. I am hydrating. Thoughts on not being able to plan for the showdown? Perfect. I wasn't going to be able to plan this week anyway. These Wednesday drafts are going to be a problem for me because I'm trying to have weekends off, which means my Mondays and Tuesdays are always really busy. Hello? We finished. You finished what?
Finished night. Finished now?
Okay.
All gone. Daddy.
Bye, Andy.
We'll go tram soon.
We can go to the tram soon, yes.
Yeah.
No idea. He's never done that before. Why is he coming here? What's going on? I feel like Anna sent him in. Polar, thank you very much for the sub. When's the next It Takes Two stream? I don't know. With the showdown this weekend, I don't know. Anna will hopefully be streaming again soon. I don't know when I'm going to be able to stream with her though. I'm probably going to be busy this week and not going to be able to get involved. Anna has to stream 7 times this month to get affiliate, I think. So she'll definitely be streaming again before It Takes Two happens again. But we will finish it. We'll definitely play through it all. But yeah, the Streamer Showdown drafts being on Wednesday, I'm never going to have much time to prep for it. So it's ideal that we can't prep this time. It's going to be awesome. Of course, it's all just a Dr. Benji Con. He'll already know. He'll be prepped. He's trying to find a way to win. I'm sure that's what's happening. Ben's just trying everything he can to try and win. What do I think about Twitch's new plan to lower the price of subs? I still don't think... I was trying to talk to a few people about this on Twitter this afternoon. I don't think I understand the plan. Someone's going to need to explain the plan to me. What are they doing? Do I have to go and stream on YouTube now? Am I going to be skint? You lot get to save money, but I have to start eating Tesco value bread again. I want Tesco value bread. I like Warburtons. Yeah. Thought the showdown was the last weekend of the month. Yeah, but so's the Champions League final this month. So we figured it was probably best not to try and go up against an all-English Champions League final. So we're doing it a week early. So yeah, the draft's on Wednesday. And then this Sunday I'll be crowned Kevy 6 times. Because have you seen who else is in it? Easy, isn't it? An easy win coming in for old Kev. Lovely stuff. Right, let's try and get our heads around what's been going on in this save, because, like I say, we're gonna have to remind me what's been going on in this save, because I've not touched it for a week. I know that it's still January and Sven de Silva already has 34 goals. Remember when we weren't sure about signing him because we already had Tabakaru? We want what? We're not going to trams today. Where's Mummy? I don't know what's going on. I don't know why Andy keeps coming in, but I'm absolutely terrified of him walking in on a live stream. Within the last half an hour, he's already taken his trousers off. whilst watching In the Night Garden, just for no reason. I don't want to get arrested or banned off of Twitch. Yeah, so it is season 13, I think. We've been at Sheffield United like 3 or 4 years. We qualified for the Champions League last year. It's all coming back to me. We're in 7th place at the moment because we've been focusing on the Champions League. Thank you. Why does Andy keep coming in? Make sure he wears a belt if he's coming in here. I don't want child groin on my stream.
Yeah.
What? Oh, thanks, Dave. Excellent. Anna's streaming tomorrow, apparently. Do we know what time?
I don't know.
During the day, though.
Like 11 till 1.
There you go. About 11 o'clock tomorrow morning, Anna's going to be streaming. Do you know what you're going to be streaming yet?
Astrobot.
Astrobot? I don't even know what that is.
You've got it on your PlayStation.
That doesn't mean I know what it is.
The little Astro Man.
Oh, okay. There you go. So you can go and hang out with Anna on your lunch break tomorrow.
That's all I can think of playing that's new.
I'm sure you can have a chat with your chat tomorrow and you can decide amongst yourselves what they'd like to see you streaming. What has he just picked up? He's got something I don't think he should have. What has he got? I don't even know what. It's a wheel. Where does he find these things? Right, Dave, you need to get out of that spot. So yeah, Anna's stream, Miss LOLLUJO, tomorrow, 11 a.m. UK time, that is. Getting back to... Hello. They want to know when we're playing It Takes Two again, and I'm not sure. Because we can't, because I'm doing the showdown Saturday.
Saturday night.
Well, you'll have to play with somebody else, because I am going to be busy poning some noobs on Saturday night.
Before the showdown.
Not a chance. Absolutely not.
Sunday night.
Nope, because I'm going to be winning the showdown Sunday night. If I get knocked out of the showdown early, I can't even say it and keep a straight face. If I get knocked out early, we'll do It Takes Two. But obviously, that means no It Takes Two this week. But yeah, we won our Champions League group, and now we're trying to climb our way back up the Premier League again because we're down in 7th place. We've got a little bit of work to do to qualify for the Champions League again this year. What has happened to Sergio Tabakaru? What is going on that side of me now?
I couldn't play this game.
No, because you know nothing about football.
I couldn't say the names.
I can't say the names. I don't know if that's it. You just got to be confident with it and go with it. The amount of time, every day there's someone in my comments going, Kev, you're saying this one wrong. Kev, I think you'll find the accent over this particular letter means you pronounce it this way. Kev. And I just ignore it. That's the comments voice.
Wow.
That's what everyone who writes in the comments, that's what they all sound like. Oh dear.
Your head is a wonderful place. Right, I'm going to go and do some Mass Effect.
You go and enjoy your Mass Effect then.
To kill some rat knives.
You go and do that. She's interrupted my intro. Can you believe it? Oh, she's back. Hi, Anna. Have you promoted your own channel enough yet? Twitch.tv/Miss LOLLUJO. We need to get her to affiliate so she can start earning some money. You got bills to pay. Ow! Right, so Tabakaru hasn't been scoring, but I guess that's because we're playing him as the support striker. So that's fair enough. When is Anna going to stream? What is Anna going to stream on? She just said Astrobot, which I thought that was the demo that came with the PS5, but I'm sure she's got a plan. I think the plan is she wants to stream something that she doesn't really have to concentrate on too much so that she can actually have a chat with you all and get to know what people want out of the stream and that kind of thing, what people would like to see her play, similar to what I can do with Football Manager, where we're kind of having a chat and the game is there in the background. When we were playing It Takes Two, as much fun as we had, and I'm sure it was an entertaining stream to watch once we got up and running, there wasn't much chat interaction from either of us because it was the kind of game that we really had to pay attention to and interact with each other and that kind of thing. So I guess the idea is just something a little bit chilled out, low key, so that she can have a chat with you. Is Mass Effect any good? I've been enjoying it. I downloaded it yesterday as well. Me and Anna have both been playing it. Mike, thank you for the sub. Kev, it's actually Sir Goo Tabaka. Yeah, exactly. What does green group comment on? I don't know what that means. What does that mean? What's a green group comment? We don't need Tabakaru. We've got Svenda Silva. Absolutely. How's your day been? Hey, it's been good. Today's been, I mean, without wanting to freak people out too much, today's been the first day since I was in hospital last week that I haven't had any chest pains. I'm on this new medication and it has made me feel the combination of the new medication and the, and I guess, am I dying anxiety, which I think is a real thing. The combination of those two things have made me convinced. I've done the ECG on my watch so many times in the last week because I've just been convinced that I'm having a heart attack at all times. And today has been the first day where I've not really felt like that. I feel back to my normal self. So today's been a good day. I still haven't seen the GP off the back of being in hospital last week. That's scheduled for Wednesday. So fingers crossed, I'm not going to die. That's my big hope here. What's my opinion on the Looney Hoon situation? I haven't seen the tweets. I haven't really been on Twitter much over the weekend. I watched the clip that Ben posted on Twitter this morning where he was talking about it. And from the way Ben was talking, it sounds like some pretty hideous stuff has been tweeted a number of years ago. That's all I know. I don't actually know what the tweets were. I understand that there were screenshots that were posted somewhere, but no one's shared those screenshots with me. I don't want you to. I'm not asking you to share me the screenshots. The last thing I want to see is stuff that's going to make me feel ill appear in my DMs or whatever, wherever they were showing up for people. But I haven't seen the tweets. I know where my mind goes, when I hear Ben talking the way he spoke. I haven't spoken to Ben about it or anyone else about it, but I can guess what the tweets were, and if they were the kind of racist. I assume racism is the thing. Is it? I don't know. Was that what it was? Racist language. I think that was something that was mentioned by someone. Then obviously bad. That is a bad thing that I don't condone and don't support. And I would certainly be one of those people who would be uncomfortable being part of any kind of showdown / collaboration kind of thing with someone who has that in their history, because it's not something I've ever done, not something I would ever do. I've always said about racist language, homophobic language, anything like that. I've never really understood the defense of, oh, it just slipped out, or I was just talking to my mates, or anything along those lines, because it's not something that is in my vocabulary. It can't just slip out because it's not something I ever say, even in private. I don't see how it's in anyone's vocabulary. So I always puts a question mark whenever I see anyone who's ever done that kind of thing. It's always going to raise that permanent question mark to me of, yeah, you might have been young, but I was young and I didn't do it. Yeah, it's years ago, you might have changed. Yeah, fair enough. I didn't have to change because I didn't ever do it. So that's all I can really say on it without knowing the actual details. I do want to emphasize, I am not into this whole cancel culture nonsense that seems to have, I feel like that's a separate issue that's sort of attached to it because of the, like, one leads to the other. I don't think that people should be cancelled. People should, going on a witch hunt is not a good thing. And it could have been dealt with much better privately. I don't think it needed to turn into a witch hunt and whatever else has gone on. Did I just agree to loan out Stukalov? He doesn't want to go. That's good. But yeah, just don't tweet dumb stuff, folks. Don't think dumb stuff. I mean, that's the easiest thing. Educate yourself. Don't think dumb stuff, and then you can't get yourself into these kind of pickles. Next season, I'll be getting you a Middlesbrough versus Peterborough United program. Thank you very much. Yeah, Ben did speak really well about it. What's my view of a 9-year-old streaming Fortnite? Well, 9-year-olds can't stream, can they? So it's not really anything to have a view on. Social media platforms have age restrictions, and 9-year-olds aren't allowed to stream on them. So it's not something that can or should happen. Any plans for a series after home? There's always stuff that I've got in the back pocket ready to go if and when it's needed. But I don't think home's going to finish anytime soon. So it's difficult to have firm plans in place because you never know when it's going to end. If home ends next month, then I'll need something that's got a little bit of oomph to it that's going to last a while. Whereas if home runs for another 8 seasons, 10 seasons, like it potentially could, then we might not need anything after it. I'm not going to start a new series in September, for example. So we shall see. This sort of stuff I've got in mind is the sort of thing that we could do now. We could do on FM22. It's fine either way. They can on Twitch. Are you sure? I'm pretty sure they can't. I mean, this is something we can verify very quickly. Does Twitch have an age limit? In order to register a Twitch account, you must be at least 13 years of age. Boom. Easy. So yeah, 9-year-olds can't stream. At least on Twitch. Allison did do it. Well, Allison did a half Donnarumma. Remember, Donnarumma scored twice in the same match. So he didn't quite do a Donnarumma. He did a half Donnarumma. Right. See, Quick Pick saying no Tabakaru again, which I guess... Is this where we'd got to before? He's just not scoring, is he? I guess he's better coming off the bench for De Silva if needed, rather than being on the pitch from the start and being ineffective, because you know I love Diekmeyer. Diekmeyer's just there as this creative force. He's my Dennis Bergkamp. He makes this 4-2-4 into a 4-2-3-1. How's my heart? I've talked about it briefly. I mean, effectively, it's no different to what it was last time we talked about it, I guess. I've not seen a doctor since last Tuesday when I was discharged from hospital. It was just a fast heart rate and like, what do they call it? An SVT, which I can't remember what it's short for still. Basically an erratic fast heartbeat, which they settled down with medication, and I need to go and see my GP to get referred back to a cardiologist. There doesn't seem to be any urgency about it. I spoke to the GP surgery today, explained, because the A&E told me that they were going to send a letter to my GP and my GP would be in touch. So I left it a few days. I hadn't heard from my GP, so I got in contact with them today, explained what had happened. They haven't had the letter yet, so I guess there's no urgency on that end. I've got an appointment for Wednesday, so they weren't desperate to come to get me in to see me today. Nobody seems particularly worried. I've Googled it a million times. As you can imagine, as it was all going on, it was scary biscuits. My heart rate was 187 beats a minute when I was admitted. They were concerned. They had the defibrillator paddles on me. They had me in a wheelchair. They wouldn't let me walk around. They wouldn't let me walk to the toilet. They were proper concerned. So it was a scary thing. So as you can imagine, I've Googled it an awful lot, and everywhere I Google, it just kind of says it's just one of those things that can happen. And sometimes it's over in a minute or so, and sometimes your heart kind of gets stuck in this erratic fast rhythm and can't get out of it on its own. And it's not necessarily a sign of any heart disease, heart attack. It's not even necessarily an indication that I'm really unhealthy, that I'm overweight, any of that kind of stuff. It's the sort of thing that could happen to anyone. There's not necessarily even a cause or a reason for it. It can just happen. If you've ever had that weird fluttering feeling in your chest that feels like your heart's just going a little bit nuts for a second or two, it was basically that, but it lasted 3 hours and wasn't stopping on its own. And it's all to do with the electrical impulses in the heart just going out of sync, and they wouldn't go back into sync again, which is why I needed medication to bring them back down into sync. So that's all it was. He says that's all it was. I haven't had a repeat of it. I'm checking. I'm going to check it now. Now we're talking about it. Every time I think about it, I get a little bit. I've never really been one that's had any kind of anxiety or mental health stuff, but this has really messed with my head. So every time I think about it, I then start to have like phantom chest pains and worry, and I feel that lump in my throat, and then I have to check my heart rate. And once I check my heart rate and realize it's fine, then I'm all right. And I realise that's not a good situation to be in. It's definitely messed with my head a little bit. So I think I need to get in and see the cardiologist as soon as possible. Not necessarily because I'm worried about the heart element of it, but because I want to convince my brain that there's nothing to be worried about so I can stop worrying about it. Because at the moment, it's like when you went to A&E, they were pretty concerned. And yeah, that was it. You've not seen anyone else since. See, at the moment, because I've got myself all worked up, I've got sweaty finger, so I can't do the ECG. I've never tried to do an ECG whilst talking before, so I'm just going to give it a minute. There you go. See, I'm looking at it now. I'm on about 80 beats per minute, which I know is fast. But again, that's because I've worked myself up. But I can see, I know the shapes of the graphs now. It looks fine. My heart rate is fine. We're all good. Until my finger slipped off again. But we're fine. How am I getting on without 15 coffees a day? Better than expected. I'm down to 1 coffee a day. I'm having a coffee in the morning. I am drinking green tea still. I've kind of replaced, not all of the coffees, but I've replaced a lot of the coffees with green teas. I've probably had 2 or 3 cups of green tea today, which still has some caffeine in. Beagles, thank you for the bits. KJ and Sherko, thank you both for the subs. I'm still drinking a bit of Diet Coke as well, so I'm still getting some caffeine in the system. So I've not gone cold turkey on caffeine, but I've lowered that a lot because that's a danger factor. I've taken sugary stuff out of the diet completely at the moment because it's a danger factor. It's all fine. Sorry, I made you think about it. Oh, it's not your fault. It's happening all the time. There's no way I would. It's one of the reasons I've not really been streaming. It's not that I didn't feel healthy enough to stream from being able to sit at my desk and stream for 3 hours point of view. It was more of I've not really had a 3-hour period where I've not freaked out a little bit until the last couple of days. So I just needed to get out of my own way. Used to happen to me a couple of months ago due to dehydration and overeating. See, neither of those are things that have been mentioned as potential causes to me. So I'm not going to worry about that kind of thing for now. I'm certainly not dehydrated. And okay, I do overeat. Obviously, I overeat. Sounds like you're getting a lot of hassle from the comments on the home save. I mean, that's all in good fun, I think. There's a couple of people who I worry might be taking it a little bit more seriously than the rest of us are. I'm certainly not taking it seriously. And I'm enjoying goading the comments section every day in the videos. It's a lot of fun. A few people have got a bit grumpy, but I'm loving that save. It's my favourite save I've done for a long time. And I love the fact that so many people are wrong and I'm right. It's awesome. I love especially because a lot of the time when I'm commenting, I'm already like a season ahead of where people are. I've not been doing the Sven song. Sorry. Dan, thank you for the sub. But like when everyone was giving hassle to Ali Bassick, saying Ali Bassick's not a striker, I'm sat there 4 episodes ahead going, well, I know he's our top scorer, so pretty sure he works out to be a decent striker. He's scored more goals. He's scored at more than a goal every other game all season long. I think he's doing okay. So, yeah, it amuses me. Green was better. You know he wasn't. How many subs do you think someone needs to have Twitch as a full-time job? Is it different depending on the streamer? I mean, it really depends on how much money you need to. How much money do you need to earn to consider it a full-time job? If you're comparing it to what I was earning in my full-time job before I quit and became a full-time content creator, I was earning about 40 grand a year as a teacher. So I'd need a lot of Twitch subs to get anywhere near that. Let's do some maths, shall we? Assuming I didn't have any other source of income like YouTube, which obviously I do. But 40 grand a year, divided by what? £5. So you get like £2.50 a sub. So 16,000 subs over the course of a year. So for me to replace my teacher's income, I'd need about 1,500 subs, I think. Is that maths right? That feels like a low number. but I'd need about 1,500 subs all year, and that would roughly have replaced my full-time income as a teacher. Now, if you're trying to replace an income that's not as high as a teacher's income, then it's different. If you're replacing an income that's higher, that's different. If you've got most people who stream full-time will also, I would say it's unusual for anyone to just stream full-time. Usually you've got some YouTube or something alongside it as well. Obviously, if you're doing it full-time, you're probably going to start getting sponsorships and things as well. So like the fact I've got the NordVPN sponsorship means that I can get away with having fewer subs and all that kind of thing. So it varies. It's very much a personal thing. Who's just subbed there? I heard the noise. Duke Nukem, thank you very much for the sub. I had atrial fib for 8 years. It's just an electrical connection, usually related to conscious or unconscious stress. Yeah, I can certainly believe it being related to stress. I mean, again, anyone who's watched the vlogs, certainly the vlog relaunch video where we talked about, I think we're the most open we'd been about how the last 6 months have been. It's no secret the last 6 months have been a bit rubbish and very stressful. The last year and a half has been stressful. I mean, you go back a year, a little bit over a year, and I was worried that I wasn't going to have a job anymore because YouTube income plummeted. I had to add Twitch back into the portfolio and add myself like an extra 20 hours of work a week just to carry on earning what I was earning before. And then we had Anna not being able to find a job, and then we had moving house, and then we had Anna's not liking her job and us not liking the job, and then Andy not being able to find a school, and then Anna leaving her job and Andy finding a school. And there's so much nonsense that's gone on in the last 6 months or so. But yeah, there's definite stress. Oh, there's definite stress. Some streamers have 38,000 subs a month, which is mad. I mean, they've got a few quid, that's for sure. Can you live on sub sponsors and not work full time? Yeah, I guess. If you've got, again, it depends. Like, Beagles just said some people have got 38,000 subs. If you've got 38,000 subs, yeah, you can definitely live on it. If you've got 100 subs, then I guess you probably can't. Or are you asking, could I live on just my Twitch income? No, I couldn't, is the answer to that. You can see down there, at the moment, I've got 340 subs. So, are we getting another penalty here? You can do the maths on that. I know that that's not close enough for me to live on. I mean, I then earn that. I would say, I can't say what I was about to say. No, I can't. I was going to tell you what proportion of my total income from Twitch that would be, but that would be basically telling you how much Nord paid me, and I can't tell you that. So, yeah. I couldn't survive just on Twitch. I could survive just on YouTube now. Now YouTube has gone back up again. But I enjoy Twitch too much to drop it again. Yeah, I could very much consider myself a YouTuber who does a bit of Twitch on the side. I couldn't be the other way around. What's the best chicken? What do you mean? What do you mean? Okay, Kev. Had a similar thing over Christmas due to stress. Just woke up at midnight, thought I was in big trouble with my heart. I won't bore you with the details, but it's triggered anxiety that I've never had before. I think that's really a natural reaction. The anxiety is tough to get over. Just take it easy. There's lots of tools. Yeah, Anna's already given me a book that she had when she was really struggling with anxiety that I haven't looked at yet. It's a weird one. It's very much 339 items. Thanks, Beagles. It's very much situational anxiety, as in I'm worried that I'm dying. And as soon as I have a doctor tell me, don't worry, Kev, you're not dying, I'm fairly confident I'll be okay. But it's just that whole fear of, oh, I'm too young to die. I'm too young to die. Oh dear. Am I classed as self-employed? Yes. Does Twitch subs roughly cover my monthly rent? Might just maybe. It varies from month to month. Sometimes I'll get like £1.5 grand come through from Twitch, which would obviously cover my rent and then some. Sometimes it's only like 500 or 600 quid. It really varies from month to month. Depends on how much I stream. Depends on how high that little number in the panel below me gets over the course of that month. If it's towards the lower end of what you normally see it, you know roughly how much I'm probably going to be getting. If it's towards the top end, you know it's likely to be the other way. Spent the night in A&E a while ago thinking I was having a heart attack, but it was just anxiety. I have pretty bad medical anxiety, so that didn't help. Yeah, it's not so good. Do you think it's better to have YouTube as a full-time job than Twitch? Is it easier to earn the money on YouTube than Twitch? I'm considering doing something like this because I got a job in a grocery store. I'd like to. I mean, it depends what kind of content you're gonna make. It's difficult to say. I mean, for me, it's easier to earn money on YouTube because I've been doing YouTube longer and more consistently. I've put videos out pretty much every day on YouTube for the last 5.5 years. Whereas Twitch, I've never really done consistently until this year. I am posture checking and hydrating. Whereas I imagine if it was the other way around, the money would be the other way around. So it just comes down to which you're going to enjoy more. Don't get me wrong, it's really difficult on either to make a full-time income. It's not easy anywhere. For sure.
Wonderful catching up your stream with Anna.
Srini, thank you very much for the sub. Glad you enjoyed the stream of Anna. I don't know who this is. Who the hell is this guy? Anna's just sent me a message saying, am I getting internet? Yes, I'm getting internet. I'm streaming. Of course I'm getting internet. I don't know if I've got my phone. I'll reply using my delicious watch. Yes. I don't know who this guy is. Or where he's come from. So he signed in 2019, went out on loan to hide, has kind of then disappeared and then reappeared. This has got to be a bug. Because who the hell is he? He's not in the squad. So he's not showing in our squad. So he's obviously been released. But for whatever reason, not been released. I would suggest we don't dig too deep into this for fear of crashing the game. Yeah, let's not worry about him. Could it be to do with the leagues that weren't loaded at the time? It very well could have been. That is a good point. And he's just somehow slipped through the net, I guess. Although I feel like we had England loaded all along. Maybe we didn't. I'm not sure. We'd have to go back and check the tapes. Someone go back and check the tapes. Get into the archive. Let the Phantom player retire in peace. Exactly. I mean, if he's been getting paid for the last 12 years, let's not worry about it, eh? He went to hide and now he's reappeared. You know what? Absolutely tweeting it. I'm having that. And I'm not crediting you. This is the price you pay for dropping your gold in my stream. Sometimes I'm just stealing it. And that's what I'm stealing. Right. Pretty sure this is a bug. But it does present a lovely joke. He went to hide 12 years ago. And now he's back. Is that how it was worded? I feel like you worded it better than me. Hold on, if I'm actually stealing this, let's steal it properly. He went to hide and now he's reappeared. I think reappeared is better. Like it. Like it a lot. Let's get the old Twitch on there as well. And a hashtag. Let's get everything on there. Pretty sure this is a bug, but let's present a lovely joke. He went to hide 12 years ago, and now he's reappeared. Love it. Right. That's Kev original comedy we've just seen there. That's how all comedy works. Feel free to take it. All yours. Thank you very much. Is there a way I could send you a personal message? My email address is in my bio on Instagram and Twitter. That's the best way. It's the only way, to be honest. For your love of puns, why didn't you tell us someone is reborn when you bring them back to born? Because it doesn't really make sense. That's not a very good pun. Because that's not something you say. For a pun to be really good, it has to be something that you'd actually say anyway. Like born in the USA is something people say. That's why the pun works. With when players come back to home, saying they've come home makes sense because you say that anyway, and so it works as a pun. When you'd never describe a player re-signing for a club as someone being reborn, would you? Gotta be. I mean, I'm a pun connoisseur. 12 years, longest game of hide and seek of all time. Exactly. If Twitter's not gone wild for this, I give up. Someone's tagged no context FM. If they steal it from me, oh, the irony. CJ! I mean, we all know how they credit people. About as well as I just did. That'll get tweeted by them tomorrow, and they'll credit me 4 posts further down in a thread. Why aren't you crediting me? I did. Look, it's there in the 4th reply. Oh, yeah, because that's the one that people retweet. I know your game. I'm not new to the internet. You steal stuff off Reddit, and then you credit it in the replies. It's not credit. My word. Gives you a good idea of what the stream lag is from when the tweet pops up on my phone before seeing you press the tweet button. How long was it? It should be about 15 seconds, I think. That's what we should be working with. Boom, 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 boom. Right. See Reddit. See, I like that. That's a pun. Will I be Kevy 6 times this time next week? I can't really see how I won't be. The only way I won't be is if the draft pool is deliberately designed to screw me over. Like if it's a pool of players that we've never used before and none of us will have ever heard of, and the only way to do well at the draft is to mess around with filters and search for attributes and all this kind of stuff that you just know I'm not going to do. It'll be the most anti-Kev thing they could possibly do. And that might be the plan. And if that's the plan, then I won't win because I'm not going to be good at doing a draft on that basis. Why have we got an injured player in the team? We must have another right back at the club. Terry, thank you for the sub. Have we not got any under 23s? What is going on here? Apparently we don't have any under 23s. So they've played in matches today as well. We are a little low on players here. I guess he has to play injured. Unless we play Costa. Where's Gomez? Gomez is injured. Well, that's quite the pickle. Never mind. Yeah, if it's like, I don't know, Croatian players only, and then I'll be hopeless at it. If it's something like they're not going to tell us the player pool, but then it turns out it's Serie A, and we just weren't given time to prepare for it, Well, I've already prepared for all of the major leagues. I was in season 1, and in season 1 we had all 5 of the major leagues available. So I've got a big master spreadsheet that still exists. So if it includes players we've ever had to prep for before, then I'll be fine. But if it's like, even if it's something like Netherlands, Belgium, and Austria, I don't know, would they even do that? Then no chance am I going to do well. I just won't know what to look for. So we'll have to see. But yeah, assuming the drafting isn't completely tilted against me, then look at the competition. I've got more than double the amount of showdown wins as the rest of the competitors combined. I'm the only person playing in it who's won a showdown in FM21. I think, with all things being equal, you've got to expect me to win again. We'll be in full new gen draft to stop me winning. They wouldn't do that though, because no one would watch it. That's why I'm fairly confident they're not going to do a really obscure league. I can't imagine they're going to do anything that leads. I think when those squad announcements are made, when that tweet goes out showing everyone the squads, I think they know they miss a trick if no one's heard of the players in those squads. So on the basis that I think those players are players that they want people who have heard of those players, I think there's a very good chance it's going to be players that I've already prepped for at some point. That's my theory anyway. Oh yeah, I've kept all my previous spreadsheets. All my previous prep for every showdown I've ever been in is in my Dropbox. So I know a lot of that is FM20 prep, but even that's not going to be, you know, a player who's good in FM20 is probably still going to be quite good now. It gives me a starting point. Svender Silver. Svender Silver. No, FNG's not in it. Clates is not in it. Zealand's not in it. The only previous winners in it are Tom FM, who has a massive asterisk next to his name, and Second Yellow Card, who only managed to win one when I wasn't in it. So yeah, it looks to me like a field that's been put together to get Ben his first win. And if the draft is set up to be anti-Kev, then we know that's what it is. It's all about getting Ben his first win. I feel like it'll be South American players only or something like that. See, that's fine because I've got lots of South American players from the top 5 leagues that I've got in previous spreadsheets. So that will be fine. I'm not as prepped for that as I'd like to be, but I'm prepped enough to not be starting from 0. That will be fine. My worry will be if it's like I say, Norway, Scotland, and the Netherlands. But I just can't imagine they'd do that, because then it's just going to be a bunch of squads that no one's heard of. And that makes it a really tough sell. Ben knows the player pool already. I would be surprised if he did. I don't think they would do. I don't think they would do that. That would no, I don't think Ben does know. I imagine Ben and Matt have probably had the discussion of what potential player pools it could be. So there's a chance there's maybe 5 or 6 different player pools that it could be, and Ben knows what those 5 or 6 are. And that's kind of unavoidable. There's not really any way for Ben not to know at all. But I firmly believe that Ben doesn't know now exactly what the player pool is going to be on Wednesday, because that just makes a mockery of the whole thing. So I don't think he'd do that. Because I think integrity of the tournament, as much as it's about entertainment, you've got to maintain some integrity in there as well. Unless he's going full heel turn. I don't like how they're announcing it on the lowdown. It's going to be like the wheel thing again. I don't see that it'll be like the wheel thing. I mean, I guess there could be, that might well be how they do it. Perhaps nobody knows at the moment what the pool is. Perhaps there will be a wheel with 10 potential pools on it, and they'll spin the wheel live on the lowdown, so nobody knows going in what the player pool is. That's probably, now you've mentioned the wheel, that's probably the most likely way it'll happen. It'll probably, I'm like 95% sure that'll be what it is now you've said wheel. Matt probably doesn't even know yet. Ben would probably still lose a streamer showdown against himself. The draft's on Wednesday. So the draft's on Wednesday, and then Saturday and Sunday for the showdown as usual. But yeah, I imagine that's what it is. There'll be a wheel with 10 player pools on. Ben will know what the 10 are, but it's not realistic for him to prep for all 10. Because, not prep properly anyway. For me to prep for a showdown draft, it's 2 days, all day. If I knew what the player pool was for Wednesday, I would spend all day Tuesday and Wednesday prepping. That's how long it takes to do the prep for one player pool. So if Ben sat there and done that kind of detailed work for 10 different player pools, then fair play to him. He deserves the advantage because he has put like 3 weeks of work in. And that's ridiculous. That means he's been researching players since the last showdown ended. Why do you think Ben hasn't ever won it? Because he's not very good at Football Manager. He doesn't play Football Manager. He plays real football in the game. I mean, that's the very simplified way of what... I actually think he thinks about Football Manager too much like real football. I think that's what it is. What type of content does Matt do? It's a showdown these days. He does the odd stream here and there, doesn't he? I don't think he makes a lot of content now, though. The majority of the time he's working on the showdown or his voiceover stuff. Neither's Tom FM, but he won one. Yeah, Tom FM. You mean Tommy Asterisk? Let's not pretend Tom would have won that showdown if he hadn't cheated his way past Zealand, and then have me deliberately eliminate myself in a show of solidarity with my fellow former champion Zealand. So yeah, Tom accidentally won one, just like second yellow card did. He did cheat Zealand. He beat Zealand and Zealand wasn't even in the game. Zealand disconnected before kickoff by mistake and nobody realised. So Tom beat him like 5-0, but Zealand wasn't actually connected to the game. And no one realised until afterwards. So other matches had happened, so the scores stood. I think that's vaguely how I remember it. That's why he's Tommy Asterisk. Fred Star, thank you very much for the sub. Da 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 da. Car park tech support. Yeah, exactly. Although it's not in a car park these days. He comes to my house for tech support now and drives me to the hospital. It started as car park tech support. Right, we're going to take him off. At 5-0 up, I think we can afford to play a left back at right back for a bit. In fact, we need to take the left back off as well because he was also tired. So we'll play a centre back at right back. In fact, we won't. We'll play this left back at right back. And then we will... I think we'll bring on Tabakaru. Actually, no, we're going to bring on Moino. Get some game time into him. To be the first showdown I can watch. We'll miss Saturday due to the girlfriend, sadly, though. I'm sure she would love to hear you phrase it like that. What does Matt do as a job? Matt's a voiceover artist. I think that's the official name for it. Or, I don't know, is that what it's called? He talks into a microphone and gets paid for it. A voice actor, is that what it's called? Yeah, he does microphone talking. Don't I do the same technically? Yeah, but mine's indirect. He gets sent things to read, and then the people who send him the things to read pay him money to read them, whereas I get paid via sponsors and advertisers to say the first thing that comes into my head. So similar tools to do the job, but very different skill set. I couldn't do what he does. That's for sure. Tom was already 5-1 up before the disconnection. I don't remember that. I just remember Tom cheated. Curty is such an unknown. How is Curty an unknown? I feel like Curty's been in it forever. Although most of the time on the show. The lowdown won't be the same without Curty. But then it's not been the same since they stopped him wearing his bow tie anyway. The highlight of the showdown for me always used to be Curty's bow tie. I hope he wears it at the weekend. I miss Curty's bow ties. We are collecting quite the injury list in the run-up to this Barcelona game. This is not ideal, boys and girls. We don't want a whole load of injured players before we travel to some place called Barcelona, which I guess has a football team. It'll be fine. Dun, dun, dun. Tom smashed Zed in the first league. It was second league. Oh, leg, not league. Okay. Tom might have smashed him, but Zealand's come back from smashings before. Tom cheated. Tom's a cheat. Tommy asterisk. If he's that good, he should win one without cheating, and he hasn't, has he? So that says all that needs saying. Even Clates has managed to win a couple. Even Clates. Hydrate. I shall. Moist. How far into my Mass Effect playthrough am I? Not very far. Probably only 3 or 4 hours. I only got it yesterday. So I played a couple of hours yesterday afternoon and then a couple more hours last night. What is it with teachers and being really good on the showdown? You have to be smart to be a teacher. And I think on the showdown, it helps to be smart. Turn a Little Jack and Little Clates at the weekend. Maybe. Rockin' Bob, thank you for the Twitch Prime. Love that one. In fact, we won't need Little Clates, will we? Because Clates isn't in it. So we only need Little Jack. Stealthy Assassin.
12 months, wow. Not been a continuous one, but love being able
I hope
to
you can
help
hear
support
Gethin,
the
because
greatest
Gethin's saying some nice
streamer on
things.
YouTube ever. Hope you are good, Kev.
Thank you very much for 12 months. Enjoy your new nut colour. What is that? Is that a silver nut for a year? Have I seen Deli Ali's new look? No? It's just going to be pornographic if I search for it. Deli Ali new look. How's he grown all that? Is that how long it's been since he's played a game of football? When did that happen? Looks awesome, to be fair. That's very cool. I like that. I prefer that to his short back and sides that you had before. Quite probably braid extensions. See, I know nothing about hair. Is that a thing? Can you play football with hair extensions in? I don't suppose it matters for Deli Ali. Can you sit on a bench with hair extensions in? Of course you can. Been late to the stream. I assume you've discussed praise the Alisson goal to death. Not really. We mentioned it briefly. And how he did a half Donnarumma. It's fine, but he only did half the job. Chris, thank you for the gifted sub. Very kind of you. Right, we're playing Barcelona. This seems like a bad idea. But then we've been in quite good form the last couple of matches. Our strikers are certainly firing. A 5-2, a 4-1, a 5-0. We've got goals in us at the moment. Sven's got 5 already this evening. Diekmeyer's got 3. Tabakari's got 1. We just don't have any defenders. Just needs to grow out that beard. Maybe you can't. I've always assumed when you have a beard that doesn't join up like that, it's because your beard doesn't join up. No one is sitting there with a razor shaving that gap, surely. Surely. Maybe I'm wrong. But I figure nothing grows there, and that's why there's a gap there. Can we watch Donnarumma upsetting Zealand? It's on YouTube. You can go and watch it there. I don't need to put it on here. We've all seen it so many times. I shave that gap sometimes. But why? Talk me through the thought process. Why do you shave the gap? How's Tabakari doing? He's enjoying being a backup player. He's a lovely bench warmer. At 22, he's past it. We've got Sven de Silva now. I mean, the irony of two teams who've been in the Premier League roughly the same amount of time, Sheffield United and home, in 2 different saves. For home, I've not been able to find a striker in 3 years. At Sheffield United, we've got 5 wonder kid strikers, to the point where we've got 3 strikers on the bench for this game, all 3 of them wonder kids. One of them has won the European Golden Boot the last 2 years and can't get in our team. It's ridiculous. Right, Matic can only do 75 minutes. Playing with 2 unfit fullbacks against Barcelona is not a bad idea, is it? That's not going to backfire in any way. I spent 66 million on a wonder kid from Man City and somehow got one from Chelsea for 20 million who was better. Welcome to the wonderful world of Football Manager. Once you got one wonder kid, they just start flowing. They just flow towards you to look like a distinguished gentleman. What, you shave that gap to look distinguished? But I look distinguished and I've never shaved that gap. I've not let a razor near my face in over 10 years. And I look as distinguished as they come. Flanners, thank you very much for the sub. Look at this, knocking the ball around Barcelona. Okay, we're giving the ball away. I assume that's Bobby Zamora in their team. Imagine how distinguished I'd look with that gap. I'd just look like a 9-year-old who didn't have a full beard yet. Everyone would look at me thinking, oh, look at his patchy beard. Why has he got that gap? Obviously can't grow hair there. He's waiting for it to fill in. Mine only meets one side, so I shave the gap to make it look right. See, that makes more sense. If that's what I'm assuming the Dele Alli situation is, it doesn't quite meet, so that's why he's got that look. Because if it met, you go full beard, surely. Try that gap, dabble. Not a chance. I'd look like an idiot. Full beard or bag over the head. That's everyone's option. That's the 2 options everybody has. Full beard or don't show your face. They are your 2 choices. Pick one. All about Ali Bassick. Exactly. That's all we need. Mustache got 2 LOLLUJO videos in the vlog to watch. Dan, enjoy yourself. Sounds like you've got an evening of the gods ahead of you. Right, come on. We need an equaliser. That's lovely from Felipe. Oh, look at him. Look at him go. Look at him run. I would like to point out this is our first ever season in the Champions League and we're playing with 2 unfit fullbacks. So don't expect anything in this game against Barcelona. It ain't happening. That being said, Sven's in. Oh, I see. They've got a goalkeeper who can actually save Sven's shots, which feels a little bit unreasonable if you ask me. But maybe we'll find a way to sneak him in. If not, we've always got Tabakaru. We could go 3 up top if we have to. We could just bring Wonder Kid strikers on to play fullback in the second half. That might be the answer. Come on, Bobby. Which mod spelt Barcelona? Barcelona in the poll. Ah, yeah, someone needs to own up. Oh, Diekmeyer! There's your away goal, boys and girls. There's your away goal. Beautiful. Siri's in on the action. She wants to celebrate. Beautiful stuff. Oh, yes. We've only gone and scored against Barcelona. Ay, ay, ay. On the topic of Barcelona, this is tenuous. This is loose. Talk to me about going to Portugal on holiday. I realise Barcelona's not in Portugal, but they're both sort of that direction from where I'm sitting. Because I really... This whole my heart exploding thing has really made me feel like a holiday's a good idea. Is going to Portugal a bad idea? Because that's pretty much the only place you can go, isn't it? Should I just book a holiday in Portugal? And what do I need to know? Have we got any experts in foreign travel who are in? Are we allowed to travel for a start? I get my second COVID jab this week. I was supposed to have it last week, but I had to postpone it because of shenanigans. But I get my second jab this week. Anna's got her second jab next week. So by the end of the month, we'll both be fully vaccinated. Do you need to be fully vaccinated? Does it matter that the kids aren't vaccinated? Are we going to need to quarantine? Are they going to need to quarantine? Do we need to do tests? You don't need to be jabbed to go. Also, the test costs twice as much as a holiday. I'm not sure who told you that. I've just not done my own team talk. The travel agent I was tentatively looking at earlier said they had discounted tests. You don't need to be vaccinated. No, you won't need to quarantine. Posture check. Go to Centre Parks. I would love to go to Centre Parks. The only problem is it's much more expensive than just going to Portugal. Tom, we were just disparaging your good name and now here you are. So, Tom, I hear you cheated to get your showdown win.
That's right, Kev.
Oh, Tom, you've become a dinosaur.
Yes, I have. I'm a cheating dinosaur who had to cheat to win the Streamer Showdown.
I see, Tom. Are you planning on cheating again this weekend?
If I can get away with it.
Okay, Tom, back in your box.
Bye.
It's Tom, everybody. Tom the dinosaur. Hello, Tomithians. How are you doing? Hope you've had a lovely time. Sorry, that was blown about. You come from Tom's stream. I'm here to cheer your evening up. Welcome to Tom's lovely people. I think you got my voice spot on. That was a soundboard. That was your voice, Tom, from previous clips you've said. Oh, look at this. Sven's in. Boys and girls. Sven de Silva. Sven de Silva. Sven de Silva. Beautiful. Barcelona 2, Sheffield United 2, just like real life. Welcome in to the Tomithians. We're currently playing Barcelona in the Champions League, and nobody's sure who is the better team. Am I bullying Tom? He wishes. Does Dinosaur Tom have any Lincoln facts? I can't believe we're getting Dinosaur Tom back. Do you have any Lincoln facts, Dinosaur Tom?
Yes, it's
Dinosaur Tom!
sorry.
Phew. Goodness me! Dinosaur Tom's got a foul mouth. That's how real Tom talks off camera. Absolute potty mouth. It's got personal pretty quickly. Oh dear. Look, Tom, we all know that was Dinosaur Tom. We know you'd never speak like that about Lincoln. But Dinosaur Tom's clearly got beef with the... Sorry, I almost said city. The town. It's town, isn't it, Tom? Oh, that one's got him. That one's got him. Hydrate. I shall. Sven's in again. Ooh. It's a city. It has a cathedral. Whatever. Whatever, Tom. It's not even a good cathedral. Oh, dear. I had a vlog binge this afternoon whilst doing the dishes. I mean, I hope you enjoyed yourself. It's a lot of dishes, though. How many dishes did you have to do? The vlogs are all like 15 minutes long. I could understand you watching one vlog while doing the dishes. You must have had a lot of dishes. This is like my level of washing up. Wong D's coming on, boys and girls. Wong D! There you go. Triple change. Tom, Toodle Pip. Enjoy yourself. Hi, Tom. Oh, why was there fingers at the bottom of Tom? Hi, Tom. Hi. Look at the camera, dinosaur Tom. Goodness me. We hadn't done them for 3 days. I'll allow that. That makes more sense. I sat outside Blackburn Cathedral today. Nice. Did they not let you in? Come on, boys. An equaliser here would be lovely. To be fair, coming to Barcelona and only losing 3-2. Big Mike's playing for Barcelona, by the way. Did anyone else notice that? Is Big Mike in? But yeah, coming here and only losing 3-2 sets us up quite nicely for the second leg when our defenders might be fit. It's going to be beautiful. I don't like the fact Big Mike's orchestrating things for Barcelona, though. This feels unfair. It's a little unreasonable. Someone take his player off of him. There you go. Big Mike is in. Do you want to explain what you've just done, then? You've just absolutely ruined our defence. A defence-splitting pass from Big Mike. Little uncalled for. We could do with a goal back here. 4-2's troublesome. All your characters for the other streamers is very Firefly Funhouse. Yeah. I can get on board with that. Best thing about WWE. I fancy my chances in the next leg. I did until that fourth goal went in. 4-2 is difficult. 3-2. 3-2's fine. 4-2 I think is going to be tough. So I don't think there's any way we don't concede. And to beat them by 2 clear goals, basically, we've got to beat them 3-1. If we can beat them 3-1, then maybe. I just think it's unlikely. Really unlikely. We don't play them for a little while, actually. Got to get back into some league games first. Have you made a best 11 of my favourite regions of all time? Not recently, I don't think, no. Am I going to try and get to some Peterborough games next season? Yes. Definitely. I don't know how many, because as ever, I'm likely to be quite busy once the world is properly opened up again. I'd like to think conventions will be back. If we're able to go back to football matches, then we should be able to go back to conventions. And if we can go back to conventions, I'll be at a lot of conventions, hopefully. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, bum, bum. We had a priest from where you used to live at my church for a funeral a few weeks back. Nice. I wonder if it's the one who tried to hit me once. Probably not. I don't think he was a priest. I think he was a reverend. What's the difference? I don't really understand religion. Priest's Catholic, isn't it? He wasn't Catholic. He was a reverend, I think. Yeah, I once was nose to nose when I was working for a bank. I had a reverend nose to nose with him screaming in my face. Revs are allowed to hit people, priests can't. Fair enough. Will MGPX make a return? Yes, but probably not this year. It's going to be a couple of reasons. It's going to be too short notice for us to pull it all together. And we're not really in a position to be able to fund the insurance on an event in this climate. Because insurance, I haven't even looked into it, but I assume event insurance at the moment is a nightmare. So, yeah, we won't be doing it this year. We need everywhere to be absolutely fully open. No doubt at all it's staying open. Insurance back to normal levels. You know, this all needs to, we need to be at the point where we look back at COVID and chuckle to ourselves about how mad it all was. Oh, do you remember COVID? Oh, that was mad, wasn't it? Can you believe that? Do you remember that? It was nuts. We need to be at that point before MGPX comes back. So probably a couple of years. But it'll be back, don't worry. It ain't going anywhere. Found out who said the test cost more than the holiday. Katie Price. Well, if Katie Price said it, it must be true. Thing is, as well, there's not a chance Katie Price is going on a cheap holiday either. So how much does she think tests cost? There's not a chance Katie Price is going on a £500 per person package holiday, is she? I'm going back to my first rugby league game on Sunday. I'm very excited about it. My first one in 14 months. Nice. Would I consider streaming Mass Effect? No. She's bankrupt. Are you serious? She's bankrupt. How? How can people be so thick with money? I genuinely don't understand. The amount of money she must have made over the years. What is wrong with some people? How do you end up bankrupt in that situation? There's just no excuse. I mean, I'm earning a fraction of what she was earning, and half of everything I earn gets put away, is invested. I don't touch it. 25% of it goes in my tax account. Half of what's left goes into my savings and investments. And I live off the like 35% that's left. 35, 40% that's left over after that. And I'm earning a fraction of what she was earning. But if I do this for another 5 years, there's no chance of me ever being skint. Whereas she's been in the public eye for 20 years and you're telling me she's skint. How? How? She didn't save anything. She's a moron then. I don't understand how you can not save anything. How can she possibly have spent all the money she must have been earning? First time to the stream from the States. Welcome along. We're losing to Stoke, which isn't ideal. Bad investments, people taking advantage. Easy to throw away your money if it's just given to you. Oh, Sven! Where's my Sven button? Sven de Silva, Sven de Silva, Sven de Silva. Suto, thank you for the sub. Arrogance thinking she'd be making money forever. I mean, not wanting to sound like a total pig. But she understands why she was making money, doesn't she? Surely, for someone who was making money purely based on their looks, she must have known that she wouldn't still be doing that when she was 60. She must have done. Just seen some woman lost 18 million pound jackpot after accidentally washing her ticket. Nice. Katie Price has blown a £45 million fortune. That's disgusting. That's genuinely shameful. £45 million. Give me a million and I'll never have to work a day for the rest of my life. $1 million's plenty to live off forever. Even if she'd have blown 44 million of it, $1 million would have been enough for a decent living wage. If you use the 4% rule, what's 4% of $1 million? What's that? 40 grand a year? Is that right? Yeah, 40 grand a year. you could take 4% of that, invest it, take 4% out a year, live on 40 grand a year. 40 grand a year is enough for anybody to live on. That's enough. £1 million. She just needs 1 million and she could have lived comfortably for the rest of her life. Ridiculous. It all went to pot after the divorce from Peter Andre and having all the extra kids she had. I don't see how kids... I mean, I've got kids. They didn't cost me £44 million. £45 million. Spend a silver. Spend a silver. Or you can just invest everything in Dogecoin and... Oh, God. Yeah, I'm out of Dogecoin now. I was in it for a week. I don't like it. I don't want to... Even though I only had 100 in... I don't want to waste any of my money on nonsense like that. It's back in Bitcoin where it's beautiful and safe. Bitcoin's been going so well this month. I have been following the story of the Dogecoin millionaire very closely, though. The man's a lunatic. We shouldn't have loaned Josivan out. I wasn't really paying attention when I made the decision to loan him out, and we really need him. We're a midfield player short in this squad now. Crypto with my heart. I don't have a lot in crypto. I don't even watch it regularly. I had a look this evening for the first time in about 5 days and saw everything was well down, but I just have a little in there. She has so many cars, houses and surgery. But if she's got cars and houses, she should sell them and stop being bankrupt. Easy. Easy peasy. She's a mummy vlogger on YouTube now, isn't she? Hot tub trend on Twitch. I mean, I don't know what she looks like anymore. Is she not too old for all that? She's older than me, isn't she? I don't think anyone would watch me do a hot tub stream. Although I was looking into it. How much is a hot tub? So we could get something like this. 650 quid. 350 quid. There you go. Argos. So 350 quid. If I got like 200 subs, that would cover that. Would I get 200 subs from doing a stream sat in one of them as a gag? If I buy one of them, set up a webcam in the garden as a gag, will 200 extra people subscribe? There's the question. If I do a hot tub stream. That's what we need to establish. Because 200 subs would cover the cost of buying the hot tub. Sent you a link of someone finding the world's biggest hula hoop. Nice. Maybe that'll have to be the goal for the next subathon. So this time we had... Was it the blue hair we did on the subathon? Maybe if we do another subathon, if we add 200 subs from where we started, maybe the reward will be I spend the money on a hot tub and do a hot tub stream. I don't know when I'm next doing a subathon, but hopefully over the summer, because I don't know, how hot do hot tubs get? Do I want to be out there in the cold in one? Oh, it'd be amazing. My neighbours will think I've lost my mind. I think they already think I've lost my mind. 30 plus degrees. It's nice in the winter, is it? I mean, I don't even know if I'd even be able to. because I'm not supposed to be in a hot tub for long because of my high blood pressure. I know when I was at the gym and they had the whole spa treatment thing, I looked it up and I was only able to be in the bubbly bit for like 6 minutes. I don't know if it's the high blood pressure or the blood pressure medication. So I can't remember whether the hot tub raises or lowers your blood pressure. I think it might be that it lowers your blood pressure. But because I'm on medication that already does that, it could send my blood pressure too low. You could have I could be doing a hot tub stream where I end up fainting from low blood pressure and then drowning live on camera. Would you give me 200 subs then? Come on now. Todd Miller, you've got hair. Look at all that hair that Todd Miller's got. So he's at Brighton in real life. What a hairy boy. Hot tub and caffeine stream. Yeah, I might run all this by my doctor before committing to my hot tub stream. Hot tub and Dr. Pepper. Oh, think of the clickbait. Yeah, but I'm going to have to give Anna really clear instructions on how to make the clickbaity video afterwards in case I drown. There'll just be like a note underneath the hot tub. A letter in a plastic wallet so it doesn't get ruined under there. Tucked under the hot tub. So when the hot tub's put away afterwards, she sees this note saying, Anna, in case of my death. And then it explains what to do. Fill the hot tub with Dr. Pepper. I do not want to sit in boiling hot Dr. Pepper. That stuff would go like syrup. It's like 98% sugar. I mean, I am already thinking in terms of how it would make a good vlog as well. Fat old man does hot tub stream on Twitch. That's quite a clickable title, I think. I have to see if anyone else has already done it. I can't do it if someone else has already done it. But me and Anna were looking through them the other day to try and work out what was going on because we didn't really understand it. And there was this one girl who was just sat in a paddling pool writing the names of subscribers on her legs. Do you want me to do that? Do you want me to write your names on my leg? I don't really know how much of my... I mean, I've got a lot more leg than she has. But I don't know how far I can reach down it with my pen. If you want me to start writing your names on my leg, I mean, we can look into that. If more of you would sub if I wrote your names on my legs. Get Anna to write the names. I don't think Anna's going to be up for doing a hot tub stream. I think it'll have to be a solo stream. Was that? That was a tackle. I thought that was a penalty. What a tackle. Shave the names into my leg hair. With my Manscaped waterproof shaving equipment. Now you're talking. Shave your legs in the hot tub. That's going to ruin a perfectly good hot tub. But that would be that'd be something we could do on our fancy holiday that I was talking about going on. We could go on holiday somewhere that has a hot tub, and then I don't even have to buy a hot tub. Just take a webcam with me. Now you're talking. Tattoo my name and you have a deal. Interesting. She doesn't have to get in the hot tub. She could write them from outside of the tub. Yeah, but how... what, am I just dangling my legs over the side? Write the names into my fresh new beard gap. I'm not having a beard gap. Too much man for a beard gap. I can't risk removing any hair from my face for fear of you discovering all the chins under there. Have the Nord logo on the hot tub. Absolutely. I might get in touch with Nord and see if they'll send me a hot tub. There must be a NordVPN hot tub they'll send out to me. If I explain it's all in a good cause. Where's the music? It's playing. Don't you worry. There's definitely music playing. You might just need to turn the volume up a smidgen. Everyone else can hear music, right? Oh, maybe you can't. Have you not been able to hear music all evening? Oh, hello. This is because we were fiddling with the settings when we were doing the other stream the other night. Why the hell have we got no music playing? There you go, you got music now. How has it taken an hour and a half for one of you to say, Kev, where's the... I'm listening to music here. Oh, you've got music now, haven't you? There is music, but it's quiet. So we can turn it up a little bit. Why has nobody mentioned that? Because we don't like the music and wanted it to stay off. Is that actually true though? I find that hard to believe. Do a poll. Mods, we need a poll. Do you like having music on? No music again. There's definitely music. Yeah, there's definitely music playing now. When I think of you in a hot tub, I think of you in the opening scenes of Pollen. I should have kept that paddling pool. That paddling pool was destroyed within 20 minutes. Dave destroyed it. Come on, mods. We need a poll. Music or no music? I like having the music on. It would be weird having no music at all. So when I've been bumming along to the music, you lot have just been like, there, why is he bumming? It's louder than my voice now, is it? Well, we can turn it down a bit. Someone said to turn it up. There you go. I've turned it down a bit now. This is why I shouldn't use the PS5 for streaming. Because I have to change all the settings on everything. Is that at a better volume now? That's good. Excellent. We got there in the end. Although I am contemplating having the PS5 permanently added to the streaming setup so I don't have to fiddle with it like that. When Matt was here the other day, he was trying to convince me to go back to a one PC streaming setup because my streaming / editing PC is apparently more than adequate to do everything. And now I've got the Mac Mini, I can use that for rendering and editing. And he was going to set it all up for me to do that. So I think that's going to be our next Matt fixes everything job. My current gaming PC is going to become Anna's PC. And my Mac is going to become my editing and rendering machine. And what is now the editing and rendering machine will become the gaming PC. Which means I could then have the PS5 plugged permanently into that. Yeah, that's Nerdphonic Matt, aka Kev's tech support. Oh dear, Sven's just scored at the wrong end. Sven de Silva, Sven de Silva, Sven de Silva. He's a finisher at both ends, clearly. Come on, Sven. Right, Sergio's going to come on. We're changing both the strikers. And we're going to get Oroz on as well. Matt, the lifesaver. Yeah, absolutely. He's also my personal ambulance / taxi driver. Come on, boys and girls. Why are we losing against Burnley? This is ridiculous. What did I think of the Alisson goal? He's half a Donnarumma now, which is impressive. I think it was an illustration of just how young a lot of the people that I follow on Twitter must be. Everyone was like, this is the most amazing thing ever. And I'm like, yeah, I remember Peter Schmeichel doing that. I remember that fella who did it to... Was it Wrexham stayed in the league when their goalkeeper scored? Goalkeeper scoring wasn't invented yesterday. But half of Twitter seemed to act like it had never been seen anywhere before. It was insane. I have something like what you experienced the other day with palpitations. Mine's due to an electrical fault in my heart. Nothing to worry about, I was told. I'm hoping that's what I'm going to be told when I go and see the doctor about it. Jimmy Glass Carlisle. There you go. So I remember that happening. Liverpool fans don't think things happen unless it happens to them. I see. Apparently there was a raid. Was there? Well, thank you to whoever raided. Welcome to whoever's with the raid. I mean, former posh goalkeeper Joe Lewis played up front for the England under-21s briefly. Didn't David James play up front briefly for, I want to say, for Manchester City? He actually played up front for a part of a game. Alisson's goal was the first keeper to score a header, apparently, in the Prem. I can't believe that's true. I know Peter Schmeichel scored a header from a corner. Maybe it wasn't in the Premier League. Have I heard Harry Kane wants to move? That's not new information, is it? We've known that since Christmas, haven't we? Was Manchester City even had a #1 outfield shirt? With a 15 million pound striker still on the bench. Nice. Peter Schmeichel scored for Villa with his feet. Okay. In the Premier League. So it wasn't the first goalkeeper to score in the Premier League. It was on Sky that he's basically asked for a transfer request and Man United supposedly want him. I'm sure Man United do want him, but I imagine there's a whole host of clubs who want Harry Kane. Is Man United a particularly attractive transfer these days? Tony lost versus Bournemouth. I can't decide if that's good or bad. I don't know whether we've got more money for the sell-on or more money for them getting promoted. I guess the ideal is they get promoted and sell him. First goalkeeper headed goal in the Prem, I believe. Okay, fair enough. Schmeichel's headed goal was in the Champions League for Man United. Okay. I thought I did remember Schmeichel scoring a header. Man United want to swap Lingard for Kane with added money. I would hope there is some added money. My word. That's the steal of the century if they just swap Kane and Lingard. I know people keep telling me he's had a good second half of the season and all that. But, my word. Right, we're rotating a little bit for this FA Cup game. Lingard's been insane this season. Isn't Lingard nearly 30 though? And he's had one good season in his career. I don't think you do a straight swap for Harry Kane, do you? Paul Robinson scored for either Leeds or Spurs, can't remember which. Paul Robinson and Brad Friedel have both scored. So really, it's nothing special. And none of them have done it twice like Donnarumma did. Best negotiator in the business if you can get that swap. I mean, I would, if I was Tottenham, regardless of how good a season Lingard might have had, I would genuinely be saying, right, it's 100 million for Harry Kane. Oh, you want to give us Jesse Lingard? Okay, fair enough. It's 90 million plus Jesse Lingard. Jesse Lingard. Because I can't imagine, unless Jesse Lingard is like top of their shopping list, even if they don't sell Kane. But otherwise, it's just a make weight in the deal, isn't it? Already have Dele Alli, who's pretty much Spurs Jesse Lingard. And what, 5 years younger than Lingard probably as well? Tim Howard scored from his own penalty box. That's quite to the kick. Paul Robinson scored from just outside of his own box. Slightly more impressive than a header. But also probably slightly less deliberate. I imagine that's just a big hoof upfield that's ended up in the back of the net. You're not telling me he's shooting from his own penalty area. Surely. Lingard's coming up 30. Was 30 how many more good years? I'm not sure what you mean. For me, it's Harry Kane. For Jesse Lingard, 90 million. Win domestic cups. 10. I mean, that's a complicated deal you're setting out there. Kane to United, Lingard and Abraham to West Ham, Tony to Spurs, transfer merry-go-round. I would suggest, isn't West Ham the most likely destination for Tony at the moment? I thought West Ham were genuinely in for Tony. What do you think, Richie Wellens, new manager of Doncaster? Don't really have an opinion on him one way or the other, really. I couldn't tell you anything about him as a manager. I used to side him a lot on Championship Manager years ago. That helps. Thought West Ham move would be a no-brainer, but you know United, they aren't letting on what they're doing. What, for Lingard to go to West Ham? You would think he's had one good season in his career at West Ham. You'd think he just goes to West Ham and stays there. I'd love to have Tony at Brighton. That's the style of striker we need. Do Brighton have that kind of money? I think we've talked about that before, haven't we? Do Brighton have Ivan Toney money? I don't really see Brighton as a spend big on a striker kind of club. How do I think Peter will do in the Championship next year? I think we'll finish like 16th. I don't think we'll be in huge threat of relegation. I don't think we'll threaten mid-table either. And I think we'll probably get relegated the year after. That's a pretty standard shape for us after we get promoted. I'd be surprised if we came straight back down. I think we're good enough. I mean, Wickham have managed to stay up, haven't they? If Wickham can stay up, we can sure as hell stay up. Anyone in the Prem for more than one season can afford Tony. But not every club would go and spend 40 million on a striker who's never played in the Premier League. You have to be a special kind of crazy to make that kind of deal, which is why I think West Ham, Wickham went down, did they? Fair enough. Shows how much I care about the Championship table. They were close to staying up, weren't they? Coventry stayed up. What's the difference? All little clubs, aren't they? But likewise, if Coventry can stay up with Matt Godden in their team, then Posh can definitely stay up. Brentford go up, you'll stay, surely. I guess it depends how much money they're offered. I mean, and I guess it also depends on who comes in for him and how keen he is for a move. Like, if Spurs sell Kane and decide to offer Brentford 40 million for Tony, even if Brentford get promoted, if you're Ivan Toney, you're probably quite keen on that Spurs move, going in as Harry Kane's replacement. Not saying that that's what would happen, but I think that's the kind of move that Tony's agent tries to force through. Brentford wouldn't need the money after promotion. I can't see Spurs going for Tony. We don't know if he's got a release clause either. I mean, that might be a thing. I would be surprised if he did. I don't think Brentford are that silly, but they might. Brentford wouldn't need the money after promotion, but remember, this is Brentford. Moneyball FC. So they'll have a price that they're willing to sell Tony for. They probably have two prices. They have a price they're willing to sell him for if they're in the Premier League, and they'll have a price they're willing to sell him for in the Championship. They'll already know who's replacing him, and they'll know how much they're paying for that person, because that's Brentford. And again, they'll have options for Premier League and Championship for both of those scenarios. Brentford are not the kind of club who will say not for sale at any price. Everyone at Brentford has a price. You replied to me on Twitter earlier about updating team ID in the config file. Not sure what you meant. I would suggest your best bet is to Google how to add custom graphics to Football Manager. You basically, every team in the game has an ID number, and you need to make sure the ID numbers match up in the config file that's within the download thingamies. This is why I didn't try and explain it in any more detail. That's about as far as my knowledge goes. See Tony going to Everton if he does go to a Premier League team. I don't know enough. This is where my Premier League knowledge these days is poor. I don't know enough about Everton to know how well he fits there. Sure, there's a Dave Azzopardi video on the subject. Is there, by golly? Well, for goodness sake, go and watch Dave Azzopardi then. What better way could you spend a Monday evening? What's one player that you want Posh to get in the transfer window? I don't have players in mind. I trust our scouting network and our management team to bring in players and be right. I mean, if you'd have offered me Johnson Clark-Harris this time last year, I'd have said, yeah, no thanks. There probably is stream clips of me saying, yeah, no thanks. Because I remember when we had him before and he wasn't any good and his attitude stank. And then we were linked to him for £1 million. And I'm like, yeah, no, you're right. We're replacing Ivan Toney with this guy. He only scored like 15 goals for Bristol Rovers last year. And then he went and got 30 goals for us. So I'm not going to name players that I would like, because our management team will get it right, because they always do. Stukalov's injured. Don't think we need to worry too much about substitution in that situation. I saw we were linked with Aidan McGeady yesterday, and again, my immediate reaction is he's like 50 years old, isn't he? And has dropped down to League One level. Is that really? I just can't see that being the kind of player Posh sign. He's like, I mean, in all seriousness, he must be what, 35 years old. And he's now fallen down through the leagues. Not interested. But if we bring him in, I'm sure it's with a reason behind it, and he'll be brilliant, because that's what we do. I think that one's unlikely. It was on one of those Twitter rumour things. If Sunderland don't win the playoffs, apparently he's leaving, and we were interested. FM Works is in. Everyone say hello. Everybody say hello. Right, when do we play Barcelona again? Soon. We've got to play Bristol City first. Okay. We can handle Bristol City as a warm-up for Barcelona. And then we're going to go and come back from 2 goals down against Barcelona. I thought we were going to have to do it without Sven for a second there. That was going to be a panic. Oh, that was going to be a panic. Did I catch any of WrestleMania Backlash? No. I've got so little interest in WWE these days. So little interest. I saw the zombie stuff on Twitter and I'm like, not even gonna try. I might cancel WWE Network. I don't watch it at all. I'm a full-on AEW fanboy at this point. And everything WWE does looks trash. I hear the Roman Reigns match was good. Ricochet was back, which is interesting. Ricochet being back can't be a bad thing. But ultimately, they had zombies there. So, I think I'll pass. Right, let's beat Bristol City. Still watching WWE. I have to watch a single AEW show. What, you haven't watched any AEW? I mean, you should really try some AEW. NXT is still good, but the so-called main roster is trash. Even NXT. I've tried watching it recently, and I don't know. They've got Ciampa looking like an old man with weird old man hair. Johnny Gargano's doing comedy. Best worker in the company's doing comedy. Ted DiBiase turns up every now and again. It's just, I don't get what's gone on there. Currently watching WCW from 1999 at the moment. I mean, 1999 is a little bit risky. It's just about turning to turd at that point, isn't it? Or you know the turd is coming any moment. The issue is it's yet another 2-hour show and I don't have much time. Genuinely drop Raw for a week and try Dynamite. They don't even compare. This is someone who used to watch Raw and SmackDown religiously every single week. And since AEW's been a thing, I've gradually lowered and lowered the WWE I'll watch. To the point now where I'm not even watching the pay-per-views anymore. I didn't even watch all of WrestleMania. I just kind of skimmed through it and watched a few, like 2 or 3 matches each night. That was it. I'll do it for Kev. I only watch SmackDown because it's only 2 hours. Fair enough. Bring the Hardy Boys back. Well, they're in 2 different companies, so that's a bit of a challenge. Right. Come on. We've got, this is pre-Barcelona nerves we're witnessing here. It's always the way. Jeff Hardy's relegated to main event. Well, they only re-signed him so that he didn't go to AEW, so they couldn't do the Hardy Boys. I don't think they actually had any plans for him, did they? I've never been much of a Jeff Hardy fan. I don't really know how you can... When he's so unreliable with his legal issues and stuff, you can't, like, book anything long-term for him because you never know the next time he's going to go to prison or get caught with drugs on him. It's not like it's something in his distant past that doesn't come up anymore. He's had DUIs like in the last 2 years, hasn't he? So, yeah, I don't see how you can rely on him. So the only reason they've given him the pile of cash they gave him is to make sure he wasn't in the same place as Matt. Needed to be more open about it, like RVD. Well, RVD's unemployable by WWE for that exact reason. I think we're losing to Bristol City here, boys and girls, which doesn't bode well going into the Barcelona game. But we've all played Football Manager before. We know this is pre-big game nerves. Tabakaru's back. Posture check. There we go. Tabakaru's back, boys and girls. Lovely stuff. Lovely, lovely, lovely stuff. After listening to that convo, who do I think is the most overrated WWE wrestler? Overrated. I mean, WWE is almost the reverse of that issue. They've got most of the best wrestlers in the world, but just don't use them properly. Most overrated WWE wrestler. I don't know that anyone there particularly is overrated. Bobby Lashley, maybe. I don't really see what you get with Bobby Lashley. But, I mean, that's clutching at straws a little bit. I wouldn't go after him over it. Braun Strowman. Does anyone actually rate Braun Strowman as a wrestler? He was a decent character. I don't think anyone thinks he's a good wrestler, though, do they? Roman Reigns? No, absolutely not. Roman Reigns. From the clips that I see, Roman Reigns is the best thing in WWE at the moment. Roman Reigns almost makes me tempted to watch SmackDown. What's the difference between WWE and AEW? The wrestlers, the storylines, the quality of the wrestling, the fact that they don't do zombies on AEW. The big difference is, although WWE probably has more of the best wrestlers in the world, AEW has the best wrestler in the world and some other very, very good wrestlers and lets them wrestle. Whereas WWE has someone like Ricochet and doesn't use him. Whereas AEW just let the good wrestlers wrestle good matches. So if you like wrestling, AEW is for you. We're all Barcelona, boys and girls. Are Lita and Kane still married? Yeah, probably. Almost certainly. Who's the best wrestler in the world? Kenny Omega. Without doubt, Kenny Omega. I say without doubt, maybe Will Ospreay, but it's Kenny Omega. Okada's the best in the world. Maybe 3 years ago. Okada's not even the best in New Japan now. What's going on Discord? Oh God, that doesn't bode well. I'm checking this on my phone because I don't want to bring it up on screen. What is going on Discord? Tell me what is going on Discord. What am I supposed to be seeing? It looks like people are on top of it. Maybe. I don't really know. I'll have to read through it later. I don't know what's going on Discord. Got loads of notifications. When I clicked them, the messages were gone. If you go in the staff chat, it looks like a few of the folks are dealing with it. I don't know what needs dealing with. It looks like Scotty, Jack, Shady, Kyle are all handling whatever it is. Interesting. Someone was spamming. Nah. Welcome to Discord. I'm surprised it doesn't happen more often. Bought an AEW jumper, waited 30 days for it to arrive from America. Same week it arrives, I open up a store in Europe with 5-day delivery. Awesome. There was an issue with someone spamming in all the channels, but it looks sorted. Excellent. Good work, mods who dealt with it. Even though they're not all here. Good evening. Glad you aren't dead. You know what? I'm probably more glad than you are that I'm not dead. I'm really glad I'm not dead. I'm too young to die. I want another 50 years yet. At least. I want to live long enough for them to transfer my consciousness into a machine. Dying now would be really inconvenient. Not even hit 100,000 subscribers on the gaming channel yet. Did you have any idea how upsetting it would be to die on 98,900 subscribers or whatever I'm on the LOLLUJO channel at the moment? To be that close, knowing that the moment my death was announced, it would hit 100,000 immediately. That would be gutting. And I wouldn't even claim the plaque properly, probably. She wouldn't know how to do it. Does Kenny Omega appear in the show with all his belts? Not all. I mean, he's had various belts. He doesn't have them all on all the time. But yeah, all the belts feature sometimes. Yeah. Right, here we go. This is the team to take on Barcelona to try and overturn a 2-goal deficit. And there's no Tabakara in the side. What is the world coming to? I'm on 98.8k. Yeah, so can we get me to 100k before I die? I'm not going to die. I hope I'm not going to die. Let's get me to 100k now, just to be safe. I have to go back to hospital at some point. I've got a doctor's appointment on Wednesday. And then they're going to refer me to a cardiologist. And then we're going to work out from there what to do. Is the general plan, I think. Right, come on. Let's beat Barcelona. Then we can get everybody back. We've just scared off with Wrestle Talk. I don't know how far the viewer numbers dropped. That was 20 minutes about wrestling that we probably shouldn't have done. Now everyone's gone away. Right, here we go. First one back. Oh, it is the first one back. Lovely stuff. Did I go to the gym the morning of being ill? No. I haven't been to the gym since Andy started school because my gym going slot is the driving Andy to school slot. We're still waiting for his school transport to start. They said that could take up to a month. This is the start of his 3rd week. So hopefully within the next 2 weeks, he'll be getting transport to school. And assuming I'm allowed to, I'll be back in the gym. I don't see why I wouldn't be allowed to if it's nothing. Oh my word, we've got the 2 goals back already. Now we've just got to not mess up from here. The back of the mind fear is, yeah, Kev, you've got heart disease or heart failure or whatever. You need a heart transplant. I don't think it'll come to that. I think we'll be fine. Is Kev in the showdown this time? Yes, he is. Yes, he is. Ultra defensive. What, and invite Barcelona to attack us for an hour? Have you played Football Manager before? My word. The trick now is to keep scoring goals. We probably still get knocked out. Barcelona are a better team than us. But if we go defensive now, we're definitely getting knocked out. Just for the reaction. Okay, I'll allow it. I'd give you mine if it came to that. I don't think you can just give someone your heart. I think you need to keep it for yourself. Let's park the bus. Park the bus, my eye. Oh, we're in again here. That's got to be a penalty. We'll take the goal, though. Someone give it to Sven. Sinan's had 3 bites of the cherry there. Goodness me. Goodness gracious me. Kev, what did I miss? I know you had heart issues. I was in hospital for a day. I had a day in hospital last week with an SVT, a super fast heart and irregular heartbeat. I'm on some Medicaid. I've got beta blockers and aspirin, and I've got to go and see a cardiologist to find out what caused it. So I don't know if I do have heart issues. It might just be it was a one-off, or there could be something more to it. We don't really know until I go in to see the big boy doctor. But I take it as a positive that nobody's rushing. Like they didn't. A&E didn't refer me straight to the cardiologist. They said, we'll send your GP a letter they'll invite you in and they'll refer you to the cardiologist. So they've sent me out of, oh, what a goal from Bobby Delart. I'm going to say he meant it. I'm absolutely going to say he meant it. I think it was a cross, but I think Bobby Delart meant it. Look at this. Look, let's see where he's looking. Does he look at the goal? Yeah, he meant that. He meant that. Oh, dear. But yeah, they've sent me home with a few tablets and a general message to not worry about it. They'll be in touch. So to me, that suggests I don't need to worry too much. Sven's in to make it 4. Da, 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 da. Sven de Silva. Da, 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 da. Sven de Silva. Da, 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 da. Sven de Silva. But Sheffield United 4, Barcelona 0. My word. See, now part of me wants to go defensive. Even me, part of me's thinking, go defensive. But then I look at that and see Barcelona have got an XG of 0.13 and realise the best way to defend is just to keep throwing everything at them. Because like someone said, Barcelona don't know what's hit them. They have no idea what to do. So why would we let them back into the game when we can just keep bombarding their goal? Attack ahoy. See, this is where they're getting back into the game. A goal back for Barcelona in panic. What a piece of defending for Matic there. Lovely stuff. Come on, Wongdi. Sven's in again. Da, 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 da. What a finish. We have got the best player in the world, and his name is Sven de Silva. What a pass from Bobby Delart. What a finish from Sven. Oh, my word. Yes, that is Declan Rice playing for Barcelona. He's not having a very nice time, is he? Playing as their most attacking central midfielder as well, which is interesting. Shows what they came here to do. Right, Wongdi can come off. Wongdi's still recovering from his injury earlier in the year. I'd really like Gomez to bring on for Matic at this point. But I think that will do for substitutions for now. Bum, 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 bum. What silly goose is managing Barcelona? Who cares? Battered Barcelona with Leicester in the beta version and now with Sheffield. I've got their number. Sven's in again. Da, 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 da. Sven de Silva. Da, 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 da. Sven de Silva. Da, 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 da. Sven de Silva. He's all right, isn't he? Ho, 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 ho. My word, I will hydrate. Sven might become the first player to get knighted after one season. I mean, realistically, he's playing for Barcelona next year, isn't he? Surely. You don't have someone do... You don't have a teenager do this to Barcelona in the Champions League and then not sign for him. Surely. $50 equals knighted. I mean, it's only early March. You could get 70 at this rate. And Tabakaru's on the bench. That's the ridiculous thing. Just when they think it can't get any worse, we've got the guy with back-to-back European golden boots coming on. Beautiful. I'd love to see Tabakaru get a goal. I think this deserves a bit of praise. Entire team can have some praise. Boing, just hit it over the top again. Let the boys run at him. Tabakaru's having one. My goodness. We've had 28 shots in this game. It is mad how good Tabakaru was for the previous 2 years. The way Sven's exploded. I just wish they weren't exactly the same player so we could play them together. I just don't think they work together. You need Diekmeyer in there pulling all the strings. Diekmeyer is my Bergkamp. That's why any striker looks good playing next to him. Does Sven speak English? He's Dutch, so he probably spoke English from like 3 years old. Have you ever met a Dutch person who doesn't speak English? Come on, let's have number 7. Let's have number 7. Oh, I thought that was going to be a penalty there. Well, I am happy with the way you played. We're having a rather splendid little Champions League run. Twitch.tv/LOLLUJO. We've also stopped talking about wrestling. You are? Are you still playing it? Do you hear what Anna's saying? Mass Effect needs to stop being good. You should stream it then. Anna, we just beat Barcelona 6-0. How do you feel about that? Barcelona? We've been looking into prices of hot tubs. For me to do a hot tub stream. She says I'm not allowed a hot tub. What if we make 10 grand? What, you wouldn't let me put a hot tub in the garden for 10 grand? No, I'd use it once and then throw it away. But they're 700 quid. If we make 10 grand in one day... Not happening, folks. She's not allowing it. We got 9 million quid for that game. Wowzers. I'm talking to them lot now. I thought you'd gone. So we're not allowed to do a hot tub stream, basically. According to the Foreign Language Institution, Dutch is the easiest language to learn for native English speakers. Thing is, it's the most pointless language for English speakers to learn. Because like I say, everyone who's a native Dutch speaker speaks English. I'm new to Football Manager content that you make. I was wondering the biggest name player you've ever signed. Messi, Ronaldo, Rooney, Neymar. I had Neymar in my Leicester team earlier in the year. We had Neymar and Haaland as part of a Leicester front three. Who was the third one? Haaland, Neymar, and then whoever was on the right-hand side. Don't remember who was on the right of that front three. Harvey Barnes. Not always. Yeah, I've signed Mbappe in the past. Old man Mbappe. Mbappe in his 30s came to my Barcelona team last year, I think it was. Raumdeuter, 34-year-old Mbappe at Barcelona for a year. Was a monster. I've never signed Messi or Ronaldo. They're too old. I've signed Erling Haaland a couple of times, though. We had him at Man United last year. Erling Haaland's never worked out for me. Not even as staff members. I think I've had Ronaldo as a staff member. Maybe not Messi. Ronaldo was my big rival a few years back. There was a year where Ronaldo and Rooney were the other two big managers in my save, I think. That was a ridiculous year. Right, have we... Is the draw... No, the draw hasn't happened yet. Do you reckon we can win the Champions League? What are we going to do if we win the Champions League? It's not really crossed my mind that it's a possibility, but I've just seen us beat Barcelona 6-0. We're 8th in the Premier League. I'm starting to wonder, could we win the Champions League? Edouard for Leicester has to be up there as well. Yeah. Neymar, Haaland, and then Pulisic. Oh, of course. Or Dembele. Yeah, I remember. See if we can get back to back and then Club World Cup. Maybe. I don't think I can just end the save after one season of Sven de Silva, even if we do win the Champions League. Because the only way we're getting into the Champions League next year is by winning it at this point. Because we're not going to finish in the top 4 of the Premier League this season. And the Premier League is harder to win than the Champions League these days. Because Football Manager's crazy. But then I guess it shows in real life as well. The amount of times the majority of the Final Four are Premier League teams. So I guess in real life it's easier to win the Champions League than the Premier League. Come on, boys and girls. Let's get back on track in the domestic football. We're not even in the European spots. This is not good. Would you ever keep going on Twitch, non-installation, to explore and have fun with different clubs, considering on Twitch? No, I wouldn't bring the YouTube one over here, no. No, I like my stories to be finished when they're finished. Sven's in again. Wongdi! Oh, there he is. Wongdi! While I've got a lot of you in, we need to talk about streaming for the rest of the week, because I'm still not back to 100%. So I'm not going to be streaming as often as I usually do, I don't think. So with it being a showdown week, I think the only streams I'm going to do for the rest of the week now are going to be the showdown ones. So we've got the draft on Wednesday, which if I'm feeling all right, because I've got my doctor's appointment on Wednesday, so we'll see how that goes. But if I'm feeling all right on Wednesday, I think we'll probably carry on streaming for a bit after the draft. Tidderil, thank you for the sub. 12 months. Lovely, lovely, lovely. But then I think it'll just be the Saturday and the Sunday for the showdown. And then we'll see how I'm feeling next week, because I've talked about it a little bit on the vlog, but if you don't watch the vlog, I'm really trying to make a conscious effort to try and balance a little bit more relaxation time into my schedule, because one of the things they said could have caused the hospital shenanigans is stress. Now, although I don't particularly feel stressed, I haven't really taken any time off in 5 years. So it could just be that my strangely wired brain doesn't feel stress properly, but it's still in there. And I should probably force myself into taking breaks. It's one of the reasons I downloaded Mass Effect and won't be streaming it, because like tomorrow night, I'll probably sit and play that for a bit. But yeah, I need to get some work-life balance from somewhere. Overworking myself. I'm absolutely overworking myself, but I don't know how not to. It's all I've ever really known. Because of my obsessive... You are? Okay. because of my obsessive personality, I would just sit here making content all day, every day if Anna didn't tell me to stop sometimes. So I need to figure out a way to work out how much is too much. And I need to listen to the data off my watch a little bit more, because that tells me when I should be taking a break. Like today, it gives me a readiness rating every day. So today, my readiness rating was 89 out of 100. It said, do what feels good. Your overall readiness is good. If you're up for it, how about doing some fun activity today? Which is why I'm streaming today. Whereas I think if that tells me, yeah, you need to have a little bit of a rest, I think I'm going to listen to that a little bit more. And if it tells me to have a rest, I'm going to have a rest. Whereas in the past, I've just ignored that and been like, yeah, but I feel fine. I can ignore it. I want to get Anna to stream odd nights. You don't, to get her in the night groove. She doesn't want to stream at night. Streaming at night time for Anna isn't going to be a long-term thing at all. Because like now, she's upstairs giving Andy a bath and getting him ready for bed. So nighttime streaming is never going to be something Anna can do. So Anna's very much going to be daytime streaming. But yeah, over the next, the moral of that story was over the next few weeks, expect the streams to be a little bit less frequent than they usually are, while I work out what my new normal is going to be. I think long term, I know I threaten this every year, but certainly now the vlog is back and performing really well, if that carries on, I think this might be the last year of doing 2 saves at a time on Football Manager. We might just do 1 video a day on that channel from FM22. Vlogging 4 or 5 times a week. Streaming maybe 2 or 3 times a week. I think that balances out quite nicely. Is Anna picking up the vlog editing? Yeah. She's going to be doing a bit of that. Not all of it, but some of it. Do you think Anna would do an FM stream just for fun? No, I don't think she'd find it fun at all. That seems like a lovely balance. I thought so too. Just got to force myself to stick to it. Which is the difficulty, because when I've got nothing to do, my default is if I'm bored, I'll come and sit in here and do a video or stream. And I've got to find I need a hobby, basically. So that's why I got Mass Effect. That's why I've joined the gym again. It'll do me a lot of good to be back out at conventions and to be able to get back to the football and that kind of thing. Just got an ad. Guess my sub ran out. I need to change that. I didn't realize ads just happened mid-stream still. I thought that was an experiment they did for about a month and then stopped. Is anyone else getting ads? Do 1 save on YouTube and maybe make that video 3 or 4 matches long. No, that wouldn't work. Anything longer than about 20 minutes, you see the view numbers start to drop off. So it would just be something simple. Like I'd do Not Need to Legend and it would look exactly the way it does now, but it'd probably be 7 days a week rather than 6. So 7 days a week, you'd get Non Need to Legend. But rather than it starting on launch day, it might start after my beta save finishes, so it wouldn't start straight away. And then the next save would start when Non Need to Legend finished. I could do the odd one-off save here and there, which would probably help with the growth of the channel a little bit more, because it's pretty hard to grow a channel just on Let's Plays. That's why growth is quite slow. Jack, thank you for your resub. And also Jamie Grace UK, thank you for 6 months as well. Why not let Anna take over the odd vlogs, run it her way? She doesn't want to. It's not about me letting her. It's about we do what we're both comfortable doing. I love talking into a camera. I love creating content. Like I say, it's what I would just do. But I need to not do it sometimes. Would you prefer England to win the Euros or World Cup, or Peterborough to stay in the Championship for a prolonged period of time? Second one, please. England is fun and all that, but I'm not that bothered. Like, I'll watch the England matches in the Euros this summer, but it's not like watching Posh. I don't care the way I care with Posh. Going to the gym is a great hobby. It goes hand in hand with health as well. Exactly. That's my thinking with that. And plus, I really do enjoy going to the gym. And even drinking water rather than coffee. I'm a changed man. Ghostage, thank you very much for the sub. Why is Jack in goal for this next game? What has happened to my goalkeeper? He's on international duty when we've got a cup game. You what? I mean, we are going to play the reserves for the FA Cup anyway, because we're still in the Champions League. We don't have time to play all of these matches. So Champions League draw for quarterfinals and semi-finals. So it seems mad that Sheffield United is still in it, but then so are West Ham, so are Sporting. So Inter. I mean, we can take any of these jokers now. We just knocked Barcelona out. Chelsea. What I want to avoid is a Premier League team. I reckon we can take Milan. We'll just beat Barcelona. We can definitely beat Milan. And then the semi-final draw. As long as we avoid the Premier League teams, I'm confident. So we want to avoid that one. West Ham was... Oh my word. Boys and girls, this looks like a route to the final. That couldn't have got any better, could it? How are Milan getting on? Second in Serie A. They've still got Donnarumma. But Inter are the dominant force in Italy. I mean, any of those four beat us. So if we do get to the final, I still think we lose. But Sheffield United in the Champions League final. Wouldn't that be a thing? So what save are we doing next week? I know. Did I see scenes in Leicester over the weekend at the Man City's after they won the Premier League? I haven't, but I can imagine as a Leicester fan, they're probably happier with an FA Cup win than Man City are with the Premier League. Man City, it's like, it's just another Premier League, and they've got one eye on the Champions League. Whereas for Leicester, that's their season there, isn't it? They've won the FA Cup. Trophies are so rare in Leicester. They could potentially win the FA Cup and qualify for the Champions League next year. What a time to be a Leicester fan. Might have to sneak along to a couple of games. Maybe I'll convert myself into being a part-time Leicester fan, as they're just down the road. Semi versus West Ham, win against Tabakaru. Maybe. Right, hold on. This is an FA Cup game, so get the youngsters in. Get the young'uns in. Certainly is a great time to be a Leicester fan. Awesome. I've never been to their ground either. I think I will try and go to a Leicester game next year. I've not been to a Premier League game for probably 10 or 15 years. So it would be an experience. Where's Tabakaru? On the bench. Or for this game, maybe not on the bench at all. Tabakaru is our backup striker now. He's no Sven de Silva. Leicester vlog. Exactly, I could go along there, do a matchday vlog. When was my last Premier League game? I've probably only been to 2 in my life. I've seen Arsenal play at the Emirates twice, but once was in the Carabao Cup against Tottenham. So I imagine It would have been 2004, 2005. Would that be Emirates? It was the first season they were in the Emirates. So it's probably, when did they move into the Emirates? That year, I went to see him at the Emirates twice because it's 45 minutes away on the train from Peterborough. So yeah, that season I went to see Arsenal twice, once in the Carabao Cup or whatever the League Cup was called then, and once in the league. And the only other time I saw them play at Highbury, probably 10 years before that. So I've only seen 2 Premier League games in person in my life, I think. I think you need to go to a Champions League game. Well, I'll tell you what then, if Leicester qualify for the Champions League, if I can get a ticket, I'll go to a Champions League game next year. Because Leicester now are closer than Arsenal used to be. So Leicester are my new closest top flight team, whereas before it was Arsenal. That was indeed a sick goal. I mean, that's the outside of his foot. That's our 4th best Wonder Kid striker. It's so hard to get a ticket. I can imagine it probably is. You never know. They might get an easy group, or someone who's got a season ticket might want to help me out. Or if I ask the club really nicely, they might sort me out. I don't know how likely they are to want to work with a social media influencer. But if I tell them I'm coming along to do a match day vlog, they might sort me out. You never know. Lower league clubs do. I imagine Premier League clubs probably aren't interested. How am I? I'm good, thank you. Are we 2-0 up on an XG of 0.17, or was that them who had that low XG? That's impressive if we are. I think that must have been their XG, not ours. Tell you what, these young lads are all right, aren't they? We've got a future here at Sheffield United as well. Matic needs to come off. He has picked up an injury. But once again, where is Gomez? Is he still injured? XG is 1.1. So it was their XG that was low, I guess. What's the capacity at Leicester then? Is it really, really super hard to get tickets? Because I remember not so long ago, Posh and Leicester fighting it out for the League One title. I remember beating Leicester 2-0 at London Road when they were trying to win the league, as in League One. 32,000. What, and they sell that out every week, do they? I guess they don't at the moment, but presumably they do when it's open. Leicester won. I know Leicester won the Premier League. That doesn't mean all of a sudden 32,000 people are going to turn up every week. I know Charlie Lee scored a wonder goal for Posh when we beat Leicester. I think it was a 2-0 win over Leicester. Well, I will see what I can do about trying to get some tickets. Nothing else to do in Leicester. Now, I know that's not true. They've got fantastic adventure golf in Leicester, which we're hopefully going to this weekend. Plus, they're half decent at rugby as well. Home play there week in, week out, and you haven't checked the capacity. It's a good point. We're obviously not maxing it out. Sold out every home game other than Carabao Cup and some midweek games. Well, even okay then, if I can't get along to a Champions League game, I can get along to any midweek game. Leicester is like 40 minutes away from my house, if that. So yeah, it's pretty easy. Pretty easy to get there for me. It's not really that much more hardship than getting to Posh would have been from my old house. Go along and see him in the Carabao Cup. and then watch them confiscate my camera on the way in. Oh dear. I have to take a little one. Sneak a GoPro in my shoe. Tabakaru's good at football. He needs a proper run in the team again. We don't need Sven de Silva. We don't need Sven de Silva. We don't need Sven de Silva. We've got Tabakaru. We need them both. We don't need either of them. That's the thing. We just need one of them. It doesn't matter which one. I love the fact that our reserves have made it to the semi-final of the FA Cup. Should be 40,000 plus within 18 months. Awesome. Well, it might be easier for me to get a ticket then. Right, international break, it seems. And then we play Tottenham. Okay. The last match I went to was the night they announced Rodgers against Brighton. I know I'm also going to be going to Forest next season, assuming fans are allowed in. I've already promised Short Stay. The last time Posh were in the Championship, me and Short Stay watched the Posh versus Forest game home and away. So I've promised him I'll take him along to Posh Forest home and away next year. Means I have to sit in the Forest end at Forest, which is troublesome. But he has to sit in the Posh end at Posh, so it balances out. Looks like I'm doing quite the football tour next season. We need a fitness friendly. I mean, these days, the whole squad's away on international duty. I don't think we do need a fitness friendly. We're in good form as it is. We've got a 4.5-star potential striker coming through. With 5 finishing. That's my kind of striker. Get rid of Tabakaru and Sven de Silva. We don't need Sven de Silva. We don't need Tabakaru. We don't need either of them. We've got Ian Newton. Yeah, Ian Newton. Whoop, whoop, whoop. 4.5-star potential. That's all that it's about. So I guess if I'm seeing Forest and Leicester next year, I have to go and see Derby as well to do the East Midlands hat trick. I've never been to a football match at Derby. I've been to a mortgage conference in their conference room, looking out over the pitch. Fred Starr wants a player check. Is his player called Fred Starr? I'm taking it on trust that he's cashed this in. Like, oh, I can see it. I'm assuming his player's not called Fred Starr. What's his player called? Fred, what's your player called? Come on. What's your player called? Freddie Finlow. There you are. I feel like I knew that. I should have known that. So you are at Bournemouth under 23s. You were at Manchester City, where you played 1 Premier League game last year. You've now gone to Bournemouth and played 1 Championship game this year. You can play on the left wing or up front. We'll give you a little scout. I mean, you're never going to be a Sven de Silva, but we shall see. Is there a chance Derby will be relegated this season as a punishment? I saw something about that. I don't really understand it. What are they getting punished for? Someone's going to have to... Every time I see his name, I think it's Kenlin Richardson and I get excited. And then I realise wrong save. What did Derby do? Finance. Oh, okay. That old chestnut. With Derby, depends at the moment whether you're going to watch Championship or League One game. In my opinion, they should be given their points deduction this season. What's their failed FFP? They're getting a points deduction, and the discussion is whether they get it this year or next year. If they get punished, the points deduction will be next season. That seems harsh. Although, based on what we discussed earlier, isn't it Wickham who'd stay up? So on that basis, relegate Wickham because they're still on my enemies list for getting promoted last year when they didn't want to play football. Stealing our spot despite voting not to play. So, let Derby stay up. Punish Wickham. That'll learn them. That's where my vote's going. Right, let's get some of these contracts offered. Ooh, fancy bumming. If Wickham stay up, easy 6 points for Posh. That's a good point. But then, if Rooney stays at Derby, that's an easy 6 points as well, isn't it? But then I guess he doesn't stay all season. Because surely he's getting sacked at some point. I thought it was hilarious when they were celebrating staying up after the form they'd been in. How is he only just making his Turkey debut? Well, either way, he has just made his Turkey debut. Bum, 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 bum. They tried to con FFP by amortising their players away that no other club would. Quite frankly, it was illegal. They lost on appeal. Nice. Silly bears. Rooney will be gone by Christmas if the form continues. Yeah, so we'll get 3 points out of them, hopefully. Has there been an announcement of when a decision will be made about whether it's going to be this year or next year? Are they actually seriously considering punishing them this year? Surely that's all done now, isn't it? I don't think they can because the season is finished. Interesting. I guess the argument could be, well, next season hasn't started. When's the tick over date in Football Manager? Surely anything can happen until it ticks over to show what league you're in next year. Have the leaderboards come out yet? That's the question. No leaderboards still this season. I mean, the playoffs aren't even settled yet. Yeah, Simon just come in with exactly the same thing. The playoffs are ongoing. The season's not finished at all. Promotions haven't even been settled yet. You can absolutely relegate them. Some guy called, oh no, I was going to say Lucian O'Hara, who apparently is our player, has made his Jamaica debut, age 22, and I've never heard of him. We've done an Ivan Toney here. We just don't know who he is. I am the new Rafa Benitez. Do I look Spanish to you? Well, do I? We'll continue scouting Wonder Kids all day long. Waylands, thank you very much for the sub. You lot have been awfully generous with the subs tonight. Thank you very much. Derby don't find a buyer. They look like going into administration. Well, if that's the case, surely that's a whole separate punishment. So then they should get punished this year for financial irregularities and next year for going into administration. So they should get a points deduction this year to relegate them and then get another points deduction next season to stop them coming back up. The issue is they broke the rules. They win against the league. However, the league found more evidence against them. So if they won the initial charge, then the points deduction would have happened this season. So they lied to the Football League, did they? To avoid getting the deduction this year? Is that what's happened, basically? Derby will struggle to find a buyer as there's 60 million in debt. Still owe Philip Cocu and his staff 10 million, let alone Richard Keogh 2.3 million. And we all know Philip Cocu likes to play a flat back 7 as well. It's probably where all these problems started from. Wigan knew they were getting the point deduction before the last game of the season, so they knew they had to better Barnsley's result, which they didn't. Very complicated. Clubs should start using crypto for transfers. There you go. We have the Freddie Finlow scout report. Your League 2 level, Freddie. I got an email from 2Game earlier saying they're now accepting crypto to buy games. So if you want to buy Football Manager with crypto, you now can, using, I think it's !FM21. You can now buy the game with crypto using that link. I'm not sure how. I've not even looked to see how it works. Shall we have a look? 2Game. So how can I buy with crypto? Does it have a price? Or does it... What should we buy? Should we buy... See, they got anything that interests me? I've just bought Mass Effect. That is expensive. Come on, guys. How am I supposed to promote you if you're charging that much? I paid less than that on PlayStation. Football Manager. What's the current price for Football Manager? Football Manager. That's expensive. Oh, Lords of Football Royal Edition. Oh, product's been discontinued. I mean, it doesn't really matter what game we're playing. I just want to see how we pay with crypto. I hope this isn't going to put my address on screen. Hold on. I'm not logged in, I don't think. Just to be on the safe side. Just in case. I hope it doesn't automatically buy this game for me. There's nothing in your shopping cart. What is going on? Hold on. I'm trying again. I don't actually want to spend any crypto either. Hodl. That's what the cool kids say, isn't it? PJH, thank you very much for the sub. Right, I'm adding Football Manager to my basket. Proceed to checkout. Well, I don't see how there's an option on there to pay with crypto. Oh, no, here it is, look. You'll be redirected to Coinbase Gateway to pay with cryptocurrency. It may take 30 minutes for verification. So you can pay Bitcoin. What is that logo? There you go. You can pay by crypto. You would be nuts. Imagine spending Bitcoin on a video game. That's the big problem with crypto, though. Taking 30 minutes for verification. Just pay on PayPal. Keep your crypto in crypto. That's the Ether logo, is it? See, I've got like 40% of my crypto in Ether. I don't know the logos. They don't have the logos on the BlockFi app, I don't think. Do they? It's now logging into BlockFi. Which is only going to depress me because I'm going to see how much further it's fallen since I've been streaming. I last checked this at like 5 o'clock and it was down like 20%. Oh, it's back up. Wow. When I checked this at like 5 o'clock, my portfolio was down like 15% on the day, 10-15%. We're now back up pretty much level with where we were this morning. And the Ether logo is on there. So I see that every time I log into BlockFi. Yeah, I've made my money back. Hooray! I can spend some on Football Manager now. Can you pay with Dogecoin? I don't know what the is that Dogecoin? I don't know what the Dogecoin logo is. Tell me it is the Doge. Dogecoin logo. Wow, it is the Doge. That's amazing. So no, it doesn't look like you can pay with Dogecoin. Some idiot spent 10k Bitcoin on a pizza back in the day. Yeah. Oh. We're so much better now that my losses for the day have been wiped out. Good work, cryptocurrency. I assume Elon Musk tweeted something. That's usually what happens when crypto goes up. PJH, did I thank you for the sub? If not, thank you. If I did, thank you. Elliot, I'm sorry I never knew you had a Twitch. Elliot, you're here now. That's all that matters. Now you do know. Now you do know, and you can be part of the greatest Twitch movement in history. Right, let's beat Tottenham, shall we? Bum, 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 bum. Power! I mean the Kevolution. I should start calling it that again, but people already think I'm a wang. Can I really start referring to it as the Kevolution? You are now part of the Kevolution. Crypto talk or wrestling get rid of more viewers? I think it's fairly even. They both get rid of like 30 or 40 people. I'd like to think it's the same 30 or 40 people. It's your you bring it on yourself. If you want to watch a streamer who has an obsessive personality and you bring up some of the things that I'm obsessed with, I'm going to talk about them a lot. When will you learn? Oh, almost burped into the microphone there. Did I watch Backlash? Nope. WrestleMania Backlash? Nope. No interest. Neither of those things bother me. We'll find your weakness, Beagles. We need to find Beagles' kryptonite. What would annoy you, Beagles? And again, I'm mad. What, mad as in cuckoo bananas or mad as in furious? I am furious that you're talking about these things. But I am still here and still moderating for you. But let it be known, let the records show, I am furious. Don't forget as well, as announced earlier on this stream, boys and girls, Anna is going to be streaming solo tomorrow morning, about 11 a.m. Astrobot is what she's going to be streaming. Twitch.tv/Miss LOLLUJO. We would massively appreciate your support. Oh, Millie's a turd. We'd massively appreciate your support coming along to just get involved in the stream. Even if you're just going to lurk because you're working and you can't really watch a stream, just lurk for her numbers. To get to affiliate, she needs a certain number of average viewers. She needs to stream a certain amount of times in this first month. And she wants to get to affiliate because, let's face it, she's just quit a full-time job to become a content creator. And she doesn't have any way to earn money creating content at the moment. She needs that affiliate status, or I'm going to send her out cleaning chimneys and hoovering driveways or whatever else she could do to earn money. Either you know, you're going to force her into doing an OnlyFans, and she doesn't want to do OnlyFans. Chimney cleaning stream. I'll try lurking, but I'll be in Wales tomorrow. I think they've got the internet in Wales. I've never been, but I hear there's... I mean, I've heard people from Wales in the stream. So I'm pretty sure they do have the internet in Wales. You should be all right. I'm not certain. Either they've got the internet in Wales, or they let Welsh people out to watch the internet in England. There you go. Fins92 is confirming they have got the internet in Wales. So you should be good. How are we losing to Tottenham now? We're getting ourselves in a situation where we must win the Champions League to be in Europe next year. Because if we don't qualify for Europe next year, as much as we're loving having Tabakaru and De Silva and all these wonder kids, we ain't keeping any of them if we don't qualify for Europe. We are in big trouble. This whole save that's been going so beautifully so far could really take a turn. Some kid got his mum to do OnlyFans so he could get more pocket money. Wow. What do we think of Tottenham? I'm furious with them. Right. Off to Milan then. Have you forgot you can jump ship? I haven't forgotten, but I am so much enjoying, this is a good sentence, I am so much enjoying my time here at Sheffield United. I'm kind of married to the idea of ending the save at this club because we've built something very special here. But our league form has turd this year. Right, I think this Milan game is going to be the last game of the stream. We'll play the first leg, and then it sets us up for whenever the next stream might be in this series. Like I said a little bit earlier, I think for the rest of the week, I'm just going to focus on doing the showdown streams. We might stream this save for... I've just dropped my pen, tried to catch it between my legs, and trapped my testicles between my legs. That really hurt. I'll probably stream this for a bit after the draft on Wednesday. Hydrate. I will hydrate. There's very little left in that bottle now, so don't ask me to do that too many times. Oh, my nuts really hurt now. Oh, Valdexos. I will check your player. Valdexos, still at Arsenal. Still only 23. Still not played for England. 7 goals in 9 appearances this year. That suggests you should be playing a few more games. If I was an Arsenal fan, I'd be questioning why you're not getting any game time. Young English player scoring at nearly a goal a game, all off of substitute appearances. Should probably be getting more football. Right, come on then. Let's beat AC Milan. We can beat Barcelona, we can beat Milan. That's got to be our attitude going into this. Charlie Barnacle wants his youth player check-in. We're not going to get time to play the Milan game if you lot all start with this nonsense. Right, Barnacle 1 is at McDonald's. Scoring fairly regularly in League One for them. He's the one we had at Clyde. He's never really hit the giddy heights of Clyde again. I guess McDonald's in League 2 you did. And then we'll check. You get 2 for 1. It's cheating, really, but we'll check in on Barnacle 2 as well, who is at Norwich. Clearly the better of the two. Playing in the Premier League, albeit sporadically. Did play a lot of games for Bristol City way back when. Probably shouldn't have signed for Norwich. You would have been better off staying at Bristol City, who are now back in the Premier League themselves. Did you know Barcelona and Milan were founded in the same year? I didn't know that. DJ G Lover's in as well. Now, what's your player called? Need to know what your player's called. Your hair looks all smart. Does it? It's not deliberately smart. I think he's just hit that perfect in-betweeny point where it's been like a week since I cut it. So it doesn't look like hooligan hair anymore. But the top is now at a nice height so it doesn't get all messy during the day as well. If I had the skill to cut it exactly like this is how I'd cut it. You can't notice the wobbly line at the side as much anymore. Now it's not as short. So you are at Manchester United. You're 19 years old, playing for England under 21s as well. You're on loan at Wycombe in League One, where they belong. And you're having a half-decent season for them. Haven't watched in a while. Is this another non-detention? It is. It is indeed. The story has just been posted a little bit lower down, in fact. I see you've already said thank you. See, I'm behind the chat. I'm a mess. I am a mess. Right. Let's beat Milan. That's all that matters now. Or it's the away leg. Let's just not lose. Let's go to Milan, get a score draw. Sets us up beautifully for a second leg, probably on Wednesday night after we've done the draft. We'll stream this for a bit. As long as the draft, I'm slightly concerned the draft will take the draft will take forever because nobody's prepped. So whereas often with the draft you get what am I trying to do with my arm here? Hi, just casually chatting, leaning on a giraffe bottle. Whereas you often get people who've got their next picks teed up straight away because everyone's working off of a spreadsheet. I do worry that with no prep, people are going to be running down their timers a lot more as they're searching through the filters, trying to figure out what to do. And it might be a much longer draft. We shall see. I missed a posture check. There you go. Posture sorted. Right. Oh, my boy Donnarumma's in goal for Milan still. Does he not leave in this universe? He should be playing. He should have been at Leicester for 10 years by now. Any tips for trying to create a brand while working a full-time job? If you don't already, follow Gary Vaynerchuk. He's your man for tips for that kind of thing. But it's... Oh, that's what we needed. 35 seconds in, we've gone 1-0 up. We're winning the Champions League, boys and girls. But yeah, unfortunately, it just comes down to hard work, putting the hours in, learning where to put the hours in. Yeah, Gary V is the expert at side hustle brand creation. We're going to go and grab a second inside the first 2 minutes. This is ridiculous. What on earth is going on? We've got another corner. Less than 2 minutes played. We could still go 2-0 up here inside the first 2 minutes of the game. Diaz is close again. We are turning Europe on its head. Got my trademark confirmation through today. Lovely. Matt, thank you for the sub.
Glad that you are getting over the health scare.
Thank you very much. Just need to get this stupid lump of nonsense between my ears to get over it as well now. As someone who's never had any kind of anxiety before, I don't care for it. I really don't care for it. I'd like it to stop now. I'd like to stop lying there in bed every night, panicking that I might die in my sleep, which has genuinely happened pretty much every night since. Idiot brain. Oh, there it is. Do you want to see just how... People always say you should talk about stuff like this, don't they? This is how bad things got. When we were doing the podcast on Friday night, I felt quite unwell. So I sat here, the second half of the podcast, if you listen to our podcast, you'll notice I went quite quiet for the second half. And it's because I was writing down a list for Anna of where she could find all our money. So I was writing down, I mean, this is all in my will anyway, but I wanted to make it really obvious and clear for her. So I wrote down who our life insurance is with and how to claim, where the different savings and investments are, how to get into my bank account, who to contact to get the YouTube money paid to her. And it's all written down in my notebook. And I left it open on my desk on Friday night when I went to bed because I felt really unwell. And it was all, I'm sure it's all in my head. But yeah, that's how bad things got on Friday night. Hasn't been that bad since. But it's all written down in there. I hope I don't die in my sleep is by far my least favourite part of anxiety. Yeah, like I say, I never experienced it before. Are we 3-0 up? Bah! We've missed a Sven. Oh, what's happened? I lost the music. What's gone on? I don't know what I've just done. I've done something bad. Oh, we're 3-0 up. I've crashed my Go XLR. And I'm a little bit worried that I've also crashed the game. Can you hear me? You can hear me. Oh, no. So somehow I've crashed the Go XLR. So it's now not doing it. And it seems to have crashed the game as well. Anna says, what have you broke? Are you watching the stream, Anna? Or is the internet gone off? The internet can't have gone off. I'm still streaming. What the hell have I done? No device was connected. But you can hear me. I can hear you upstairs moaning. Oh, okay. I've broken something, Anna. Right. I'll fix the Go XLR off camera. We've got the game back. We've got no music and we've got no sound effects. But as long as you can hear me, this will get us to the end of the stream. I've never known that happen with the Go XLR before. I just pressed the Fender Silver button and it just crashed. All the lights went out on it. We are still 3-0 up against AC Milan away from home, though. Do some bumming instead. I know it feels weird without the music on. Need to change the pants after that. It wouldn't have been so panic-inducing if we weren't 3-0 up away from home. Can you imagine having to restart after that? Oh, my word. Oh, goodness me. 4-0 up at half-time. Don't touch anything, Kev. Just don't. I'm keeping my hands up here. It still thinks it's playing the Fender Silver song. That button's still lit up. Oh, dearie, dearie me. Like the power cord was just loose or something. It might have been. The lights are all back on. And the fact the mic... Did my mic ever cut out? Or did everything else... I'm quite impressed it's still passing my audio through. How odd. I'm fascinated by how these things work now. My audio was fine the whole time. That is weird because it all goes through that box. Oh, God. Oh, I couldn't make substitutions for a second there. I probably should just be seeing the game out and not touching anything. But I figure we need to actually make some changes in order to see the game out. Right, now we're not going to touch anything. Someone somewhere is just hearing the theme song on repeat. I know. That light is still lit up as if it's still playing. Oh, dear. I hope we haven't lost the recording. I hope we've not broken it now. It might be recording all of this as a new clip. Perhaps Dupe was right. Perhaps I should dust my Go XLR. Perhaps the dust's finally worked its way into the circuitry and broken it. Well, boys and girls, this has been quite the match, even with the panic partway through. And Anna really telling me off on text for being too loud. Even though I'd like to point out Andy doesn't get into bed until 10 o'clock. So I'm still good for 1 minute, as far as I'm aware. Oh, dear. Did I look really panicked? I bet I looked really panicked. Sven's in again. Oh. Hydrate. It didn't seem that loud. The problem is because I'm on the same side of the house as Andy and I've got my window open because it gets hot in here. If Andy's got his window open as well, I'm effectively just like 2 floors below him. But with us both with windows open, he can hear everything I'm saying. I don't know if his window's open. I imagine it makes it quite loud. That probably helps. There's no drink left in it. That's what you got instead of a hydrate. Right, we are going to save immediately after the back of that. And we are going to end the stream there, boys and girls. We're going to be back Wednesday, just before 7 o'clock, for the Streamer Showdown draft. If you want to see who else is in the Streamer Showdown, head over to their Twitter. All will be explained over there. And in the meantime, who are we going to raid? Let's raid McKinn's FM, because I'm not sure if that's a name I'm completely familiar with. Have I raided McKinn's FM before? I might have done. There's too many creators around now, but we're going to raid them. So raid McKinn's FM. Let them know that I sent you. And we'll see you back here. Where's the other button? See you back here just before 7 on Wednesday for the showdown. The road to Kevy 6 times starts here, boys and girls. Toodle pip. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye now.
Oh, LOLLUJO. LOLLUJO's back for more. I love that, Kev. Thank you very much for the raid. Very, very kind. Welcome Mental again. Love this a lot. So we are doing something called a Trophy Hunter save, which is basically this trophy cabinet, which is currently empty. We've just started the save this week. We're aiming to fill up the trophy cabinet as quickly as possible. We've started at Roma, and this is currently the team. And we're currently top of the league, so it's going okay. We've got Lazio away and the big derby game next. So it's all very exciting, but welcome in, boys and girls. Love this. Really appreciate these follows as well. We are so close to 1,000 followers now. We are so close. Like, we could almost touch it. We can almost touch the 1K. Touch it. I love this so much. Kev, how was your stream tonight? Hopefully you had a lovely time. Boys, it's going off. It is going off. Let's get this game started then with our old men up front, Pedro, Mkhitaryan and Dzeko. Thoughts on the formation? Thoughts? It is godlike, the formation. It works a treat. I love it. Our followers love this. Right, who have we got coming in then? Let's do some reading out. Let's do some reading out. Sherko, Edgesteel, Hakkinen, Walsall, Chaos Gav, love that name. Fiery Chariot, Bansal, Alfie Smith, Somerset Fruitcake, Deadpool.